Niners! Fam, I'm so sorry. Oh, I got tied up. I just couldn't get away. Anyway, okay. Let's get into this. And by the way, that shopping time of year has arrived. No, just looking, thank you. I don't need any help. Go, move along. 49ers have gained $17 million in cap space, and NFL free agents are still available. The Niners owned about 8.24 million in salary cap space this past Friday, right? This is per overcap.com. Yesterday, that number jumped to an initial estimate of 25.25 million. Over the cap just went ahead and did the adjustment without even waiting. The increase is due to the team gaining roughly $17 million in a salary cap savings by designating Arik Armstead as a June 1st cut. Now, what will the team do? This is where the fun part comes for us. Will they consider signing Brandon Aiyuk before, let's say, what's the holidays coming up later on? Maybe before September 15th? So tonight's the phone to discuss your take on what the Niners' move may be, if any, with that $25 million margin above the cap. And you'll find the basic screen there. It is all the information you need. Get in here, call, PIN number, get in, and we'll get you right in. Arik's release was officially announced on March 13th, and he was able to immediately sign with another team, namely the Jags, as we all know already. And Trent Baalke was delighted since he's over there in Jagville. I mean, can you see that phone call now? Arik, how does 3 years, $43.5 million sound? Now, I'm fully in charge around here these days, not like what it was before. So if you have any questions or problems with that, just let me know and I'll get that straightened right out. And then Arik, of course, says, really? Okay, I'll be right over. Arik's exit resulted in about $10.3 million in dead money for 2024 and approximately $15.5 million in 2025, again, per overthecap.com. A bit of a future pain. We talk about this all the time, but we never take it seriously until the time comes. You remember T. Ford, right? I had no idea only a few minutes ago that we finished up with him. But a future pain, but for now, his release provides the Niners with much-needed salary cap flexibility. The Niners initially attempted to restructure Arik's contract to reduce his salary, but an agreement could not be reached, leading to the decision to part ways with him. It's too bad he had to leave pissed off. I always liked Arik Armstead. There's a lot of people celebrating him leaving, but I don't understand. If he was healthy, you don't want him to leave. The good dude, he did his job well. He just couldn't stay healthy. He's at that point in his career. Arik actually shared what took place during negotiations with the Niners, stating that the team initially indicated it wanted to sign him to an extension. Armstead revealed what took place during that conversation, end quote. And so they extended an offer to me of $6 million for a one-year deal with incentives to go up like 8. And when they sent that over, I did feel extremely disrespected. I don't feel that level of compensation is nowhere near the type of player that I am, and not even just the type of player that I am, what I have committed to the game, what I've committed to my team, what I've committed to the organization and my community. So I didn't feel like that offer was anywhere near the level of compensation for a player like me. And so in the moment, it was definitely tough. I had to make some decisions, unquote. And of course, you know what happened after that. The rest is now history. Parting ways with AA was a difficult decision for the Niners, especially given his status as the longest tenured player on the roster. So that's it. J-Dub, Arik Armstead, that's it for the Baalke administration. But once again, the business aspect of the NFL rears its ugly head again. Back in March, Coach Shanahan said this pertained to this situation. Quote, "It was real tough. I mean, we've been with Arik since we've been here, and I know he was here a couple of years before us. So it wasn't something we really wanted to happen. It's one of the tough things when trying to keep a team together. And just where it goes with the salary cap and stuff," unquote. And by the way, fam, The Niners could have given more cap space by signing Brandon Aiyuk to a contract extension. Big Show. Big Show. Big Show's Big Show and I are always going back and forth. I see him on Twitter. We're always Big Show's out there, but I tell you, I love him, but BA is currently set to earn $14 million plus change this season on a team exercise fifth option. We already know about that. Restructure his contract could move some of that money into future years. There it is. You can hear that can roll down the street. Bang, 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 bang. Just keep on kicking it, right? Paying a significant portion of a new deal up front through a signing bonus, of course, which you can they always do, which can spread throughout the length of the contract, and even further using void years if necessary, right? You don't worry about the future. Just take care of the current situation. If it creates cap space, we're going to do it. The Super Bowl window that was once open this wide is down around here now. You got to quit fooling around. San Francisco will likely try to hold on to as much cap space as possible, as any surplus from 2024 as can be carried over to 2025. A little bit of savings. Fam. Fun speculation time. What are the Niners going to do with the added cash? Now, it's not surplus funding by any stretch of the imagination. There's no such thing as surplus cash. There never has been. Why that term has ever been connected is amazing. But BA is patiently and surprisingly quietly awaiting for some satisfactory details to be added to his contract. And there's always something I really wish they would give us a break as fans. Every now and then, these years that we've went down through here, and there was just this void, just quiet while we watch other teams around the NFL. They're all signing people up and getting it done. And we're all sitting there. Well, there's another position from a guy we're trying to sign that's going to go up. Look at that guaranteed money. Oh, my God. That AP. That APY is... John, what are you guys doing? What are you guys thinking? They never move quickly. They just can't do it. They refuse to do it. I sometimes think the 49ers just say, listen, they start the negotiation in whatever month, maybe March, maybe earlier, and then they just say, okay, well, we'll see you guys in a couple of months, because let's not even argue about what's in there now, because you don't appreciate what we're offering, and I'm certainly sure we don't appreciate what you're saying, so we're going to wait till everybody calms down. It's madness. Brock's payday is coming up, with choices of others in need of contracts as well next season. The team may want to jump on the free agent refugees, though, that are still out there. You know, Kyle and John, we always think that if there's somebody out there that can make us better, we're always interested. John, you and Kyle, you guys, I can tell you right now. Anyway, look at Kareem Hunt, 3 yards per carry, 135 rushes, tallied 495 scrimmage yards, and found the end zone 9 times. He'll turn 29 in August. We need another running back like what? Let's see. I can't think of anything now that's ridiculous, but we don't need Kareem Hunt pass. Offensive tackle DJ Humphries, ex-Cardinal starting left tackle DJ Humphries is coming off a torn ACL, and that occurred on New Year's Eve, and then had a surgery delayed by an MCL tear, which makes a return by week 1 highly unlikely. Nope. Keep moving. Center Mason Cole, he's 28 years old, at the top of the center market remaining on the 2024. He started 17 games last season with the Steelers, who released him in a cap-saving move. Cole has never been among the best players at his position. However, he's started 34 games over the past 2 years and has 73 starts on that resume. He's still young enough to be considered a viable long-term option, too. 28, he's got... Let me put a maybe next to that. Maybe. Because he'd be dirt cheap. These guys that I'm calling off now, these guys are real cheap. You can get them for $2 or $3 million, maybe, and tell them that if they, prove-it deals or something like that. There's going to be other teams that are trying to save money, too. They're going to try to outbid us by a few dollars. But, an offensive lineman, how we're always crying about, maybe the Steelers didn't know how to get him up. I mean, Laken Tomlinson, remember coming out of Detroit? Oh, Detroit said, get him out of here. A first-round pick. And we got him, and Laken Tomlinson became one of the better offensive linemen around the NFL. David Bakhtiari, he's out there. Packers left tackle David Bakhtiari, not any other Bakhtiari. A 2-time first-team All-Pro, has been among the best players at his position, but before, unfortunately, back in knee injuries, They've limited DB, just 13 games over the past 3 seasons. He's 32 this year. Unfortunately, DB is done. I would venture to guess. Micah Hyde, 33-year-old, will either return to the Buffalo Bills or not play in 2024. He's already made it clear, look, if I can't play for the Bills, I don't want to play no place else. What the hell is wrong with him? That's the coldest place in the world to play football. You have to play outside in the wintertime. You know what? Have you met people from Buffalo before? I have a lot of friends from Buffalo. They're really special folks. And man, do they know how to party. Anyway, also, and then there's Michael Thomas is out there. 31-year-old Michael Thomas hasn't played a full season or been a Pro Bowler since 2019. Injuries that have plagued him ever since make it hard to believe that he will ever be an elite wideout again. Thomas is the Kawhi Leonard of the NFL. That boy can play some football. Can nobody deal with him when he's healthy? When he's healthy. Nobody. Michael Thomas will smoke any defender out there. 6'3", 212-pound target. One of the top route runners in the game. He showed flashes of his previous form in 2023, finishing with 39 catches for 448 yards and a touchdown in 10 games. Fam, I got to tell you, I would still take him. I'd be apologizing to Danny Gray and Ronnie Bell and all them other little kids we got that may or may not work out. I don't know. I'd be telling them, oh, y'all, I'm sorry, man. Y'all got to. I don't want to let you go. But Michael Thomas is out there. I got to have him. He's a potential big ticket. Michael, $2 million. Let me hear me out. $2 million. Show me deal. Incentives you would not believe. Go bring your money up to a point I can't even share with the public. All right? You get out there, get it done. You'll be one of the reasons why we can go to the Super Bowl and win it. I'd tell him I wouldn't play. The guy's too good. I don't know. He can't stay healthy. But what if he came in and stayed healthy one year? I don't know if we got anybody on our roster better than Michael Thomas. Seriously. Hunter Renfrow, he was a Pro Bowl receiver in 2021 before concussion and oblique injury into that campaign. Renfrow fell out of favor with the Raiders. We have too many Mel Renfrows. Did I call him Mel Renfrow? Who was Mel Renfrow? Oh, Mel Renfrow, Chargers. Hunter Renfrow. I wonder if he's any relation to him. No. No, there's really little reason to believe he can't return to his 2021 form. No, there's nothing wrong with him. The Raiders just don't like him anymore. Raiders just got rid of everybody, except for a few people. They should have got rid of that quarterback. Anyway, he's okay. I'm just saying. Why did they keep Stick? What was his name? Stick? What's that guy that almost beat us? We tied him up. Anyway, edge rusher Emmanuel Ogbah's out there. 30-year-old, has never registered a double-digit sack season, but has been a reliable contributor at every stop. Ogba spent time with the Browns and the Chiefs before setting in with the Dolphins over the past 4 seasons. During that career, he has rushed for both both linebacker and defensive end spots. Fam, I guarantee you, though, John Lynch that's the kind of guy that gets on his radar. You know that, don't you? Now, if he's out there long after everybody's been picked up, I guarantee he'll be at camp. Lynch will look at him. He will. He loves linemen. And this guy's got credentials, not heavy credentials, but we don't need a guy with heavy credentials. We need a guy that does what he does consistently, and if it's favorable consistently, he's an asset. Because I'm Drake Jackson, I'm not sure what he's going to do. I know Leonard's going to be fine. The guy we picked up for the Panthers, I can't pronounce his name. I'm thinking he might be okay to do what he does. He's supposed to be good at setting the edge. Okay, fine. Can he stop the run? Supposedly. Okay. Jaron Kearse. Injuries impacted his 2023 run with the Cowboys. Hey, fam, Kearse can play, though. He can. He's a Cowboy, but he's an ex-Cowboy now. He still finished the season allowing an opposing passer rating of 79.6. In coverage, instinctual, versatile, with terrific length. Dude is 6'4", 215. Kearse should enter several teams that need help on the back end. He can't go back to Dallas. Jerry ain't got no money. You want me? The Cowboys have $1.9 million left. There may be some of us here that got that much money left. Niners won't get into a bidding war over Kearse. Because Talanoa Hufanga might be okay from the way they're talking now. He might be okay. Jamal Adams, all pro with the Jets in 2019, returned to the Pro Bowl with Seattle Seahawks the following year. Injuries, inconsistent play have allowed, he's allowed an opposing passer rating of 104.7. George Kittle likes nothing better. Even when G&D and others were talking about, hey, we got Jamal Adams stopped. He'll stop George Kittle. George couldn't wait to get to Seattle. But, he's also recorded 9.5 sacks, 26 quarterback pressures. A watered-down Adams' impact down over the last 3 seasons. He's more of a hybrid linebacker, edge rusher than a true safety, ain't he? Jack, that's your boy, huh? Because Jack loves to take credit for people who think there's value to be found in adding a versatile defender like Adams, fam, even if he returns as an elite, doesn't return as an elite level of player. Dude, it's still dangerous. I'd take him. Yeah, I would. You know what? Oh, man. You could do a lot of things with him and fool a lot of people. He's vicious as a pass rusher. Now I'm going to put him out there with everybody else and put him in a safety position and let him do what he does. It's liable to be dangerous. In fact, the 49ers and Hawks are the best choices for him according to this survey. We'll see. They talked about him briefly and didn't say anything else. The 49ers are chomping at the bit at something. I just know it, fam. Starting next week, look out. Look out. I look for one of them surprises we get every year from 49ers. 29-year-old edge, Yannick Ngakoue. Fairly one-dimensional guy, though. He's as a run stopper, he just ain't that. Runs out a strong suit, but talk about get that quarterback. Oh, man, this dude. Yannick recorded at least 8 sacks in every pro season he's had. 10 sacks for the Raiders in 2021, 9.5 sacks for the Indianapolis Colts in 2022. He will get that quarterback. That's all he's going to do, though. That's a bidding war pass. Offensive tackles, Charles Leno Jr. Yeah, Leonard, he's among the NFL's top left tackles. His only Pro Bowl came in 2018, and the Chicago Bears parted with Leno just 2 years later. He does have extensive experience playing left tackle, recording 141 starts with Bears and Commanders. He's also been fairly durable, starting 34 games between 2021 and 2022, 13 games in 2023, before landing on injured reserve with a calf injury. He'll turn 33 in October. We got too many kids we got to train, though. He's still a serviceable starter. If he's hanging around for any length of time, maybe the 49ers might offer him something just to hang around because we're going to cut some. I imagine, do you keep guys like Sakel? There's a list of guys that we've been carrying around almost charity cases for the last 2 years. Do they all have to stay? Leno's last season with Washington, he was responsible for 10 penalties. Only 3 sacks allowed, according to Pro Football Focus. At this point in his career, though, Leno he can be an affordable option. You're not going to get rid of anybody that you're working on, though, but we have youngsters that need seasoning. They won't look at him. Calais Campbell. Man. How many years did you want Calais? Remember when Arik Armstead and Defoe were back up? We want Calais Campbell just to come in and school him, right? He's 37 now. He's still one of the best available defenders at the position. Last season, big Calais. 56 tackles, 6.5 sacks. He's 37 years old, fam. Boy, is still out there just intimidating and taking people down. We have guys, Drake Jackson's 15, 20 years a junior? He can't do that. Oh, man. While he hasn't fully committed to playing in 2024, though. Calais is thinking about hanging him up. Hasn't shut the door on the idea, though. Calais told Kelly Price of Fox 5 in Atlanta in January, quote, "I'm going to go through my process, but I'm leaning toward playing again." I wonder where. He'll probably, he could end up with the Ravens. Wasn't he with the Ravens before? Ryan Tannehill, nothing to see here. Let's keep moving. Patrick Peterson. Patrick Peterson spent time at safety with Pittsburgh last season, but it doesn't sound as if he is eager to make a full-time position switch. Patrick, got to be versatile, man. It's the NFL, man. What is it? What is the problem? Peterson told NFL on the Fox podcast in April, quote, "I don't want to start safety because that's a different animal back there." Boy, it's a little rough, unquote. As a quarterback, Peterson still has something left in the tank. He'll be 34 in July, though. Patrick, good luck to you, Pass. Offensive tackle Donovan Smith. Smith is an elite left tackle. And he certainly has performed better than Bakhtiari when both have been healthy. Over the past 2 seasons, Smith was responsible for 21 penalties and 8 tackles. 8 sacks allowed, according to Pro Football Focus. Smith doesn't carry significant injury concerns and has an enviable amount of postseason experience, having won Super Bowls with the Chiefs and the Bucks. I got to think about that for a minute. Here's the thing I'm concerned with. Trent Williams is not going to give us 17 weeks of football. It's not. And with the schedule we got this year, the wear and tear, the lack of rest, I'm hoping for 14 games from Trent Williams, and hopefully all the postseason is part of that. Who are you going to put at left tackle? No, you're not going to put Pooney over there. So I don't know, man. I got to think about quarterback Xavier Howard. Xavier, he'll turn 31. He's coming off a foot injury. His play over the past couple of seasons has also been a little bit questionable. He's been inconsistent. He's a Pro Bowl in 2022. That's kind of recently, though. He allowed an opposing pass rating of 101.2 in coverage. He was more reliable in 2023, though, 81.3 opposing passer rating, but he was also limited to 13 games. See, we have plenty of guys that miss games. We don't need to go get one to put in there. His release in Miami had more to do, actually, with his $25.9 million cap hit than his performance on the field. For him, it'll be about finding the right opportunity, but it won't be in San Francisco. And here's a guy, fam, cornerback Steven Nelson. He ain't as famous as Xavier, right? But the boy is consistent over the past couple of years. Will also be reliable. These are the guys that float around that don't get enough love because they haven't had a big reputation or a resume down through the years. He allowed an opposing pass rate of 80.5 in 2022 and opposing pass rating of 73.3. He's curving up. He's trending up. If he plays this year, how's he going to do? Here's something else about Nelson. He played in 2 very different defensive systems in 2022 and 23. He also played at least 92% of the defensive snaps in games which he appeared over the past 6 seasons. The dude is durable. I'm trying to understand why he hasn't gotten more attention. And who cut him? What the hell was that about? The Texans? Nelson's schematic versatility and availability should be 2 huge selling points at this point in time in the offseason. He's got to be viewed as a player who can provide immediate depth. If for not challenging the starter, guess what? Best fit. This is interesting. Best fit for Mr. Nelson's baby boys, Green Bay and San Francisco. Bidding war written all over him. We're not going to win that. I don't know what Green Bay is willing to pay. You know what? I really believe that the 49ers know about him. And Stephon Gilmore's out there. He'll turn 34 in September. He was good with the Cowboys last season, starting 17 games and playing 94% of the defensive snaps. Had an opposing passer rating of only 82.7 in coverage, being targeted 95 times. Cowboys never seem to make re-signing Gilmore a priority. But see, what people don't realize about the Cowboys, they list the Cowboys' name under every other player in free agency. Why, I don't know. $1.9 million ain't going to buy anybody. And Jerry's not talking about no dollar-for-dollar penalty fees for tax. You can't. Well, I can't wait to see what the Cowboys are going to do. Watching the Cowboys and what they're going to do next is more intriguing almost and exciting than what we're doing. Because if they come back there with the same team and a bunch of holes because they had no money to sign anybody, oh, that's going to be such fun. And finally, the best guy to be picked up. He goes by the name of Mrs. Simmons' baby boy, Justin. He never lived up to that record year $61 million contract he signed in 2021, though. It was never a complete disappointment, though, either. Simmons entered his second Pro Bowl selection last season and was a second-team All-Pro selection in both 22 and 21. He finished in 2023 with 70 tackles, a sack, 3 INTs, 89.1 opposer passing rated. The boy is legit. Do you want him? The gap between Simmons and the rest of the safety market is huge. He's 30, which may be the only reason, though, he's ranked above Gilmore. I've been talking about Simmons ever since we first lost Talanoa Hufanga. Simmons is going to be expensive. Because whatever the 49ers vote give him, Justin will give you 15 right now. And listen, wait, before you walk out, next year we'll revisit this, depending upon what happens this year. You got enough faith in yourself? And we'll have faith in you too. And let's come back and talk about this next year. Yeah. Well, makes no sense with the extension of Jennings, drafting of Cowing and Pearsall. 49ers have too many good wide receivers, can't pay all of them. Aiyuk, if not signed by week 1, most likely candidate out in 2025. Money is CMC's. So by week 1, it'll be decided before week 1. So thanks for that contribution. Show. You're setting yourself up for me to get you. I've only had 2 or 3 opportunities to do so because you were right most of the time. Bob will get you on this one. I'm telling you right now, Brandon Aiyuk is not leaving. He's not leaving the county. Matty, up in Bend, Oregon. Yeah. Matty, get in there, Matty.
Buddy. So much to think about, man.
I know, right? What are they going to do?
Yeah.
What are they going to do? They need money for next year?
Well,
there's guys out there.
When do we have to pay? When do we have to pay McCaffrey?
You want to pay him next year. I think he's got 2 seasons left on his contract, and the Panthers will stop helping us pay him. And so that means you want to sign him next year because you don't want him to get all the way to the end of the door. Although he's a running back, I tell you, I don't know how much he'll be worth in 2 seasons. But I figure next year the 49ers have to talk to him about something. And right now, I'm trying to understand why he's not showing up in camp, Matty. He never does that. I know he's getting married and everybody gives that excuse. I don't know. He's got his. We'll see him tomorrow.
Well, he's still going to be sharp, man. He stays in really good shape.
Oh, I mean, he gets better training at home than he does anywhere in the facility for sure. God, he's a maniac.
Oh yeah.
I've always been envious of guys who can push themselves like that. Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Ian Sharp says he has no money, guaranteed money left either. So yeah, he's probably thinking about that. Getting married.
Yeah, that's got to be expensive.
Yeah, and also the future. You don't want to tell
cheap.
You don't want to tell that hot wife listen, I've got no guaranteed money coming up next year. You still want to get married? Well, are you are you working on that? Okay, listen, that's not the answer I looked for. Can you see an argument breaking out in that? Betty, go ahead. I'm through class.
Well, and I wonder when he had a really nice house in Carolina that he really liked. I wonder if he'd sold it. I know that thing was for sale. I'm sure that'll give him a nice little chunk of money back in his pocket.
I thought I heard that he did. I remember hearing about that. I remember hearing about that house. I don't know.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah,
I don't think he really wanted to sell that.
Because he may have visions of going back there one day because he bought that house. I mean, you put that much into a house, and as glorious as that place is, you don't want to retire in California and pay all those taxes.
No.
So you might as well go to Carolina, that beautiful house.
Well, what do we do, Ronbo? Do we pick up Stephon Gilmore? Rob the Cowboys or something?
Well, the Cowboys.
You mentioned Patrick Peterson, man. He was a beast with Arizona his first year or two.
He wasn't all that bad with the Steelers. He wasn't Patrick Peterson of old, but he wasn't still wasn't bad. But Matty, how do you feel about our cornerbacks though? Do you think they need help? See, I was trying to weigh that as well.
There, man.
Yeah, because we're gonna.
You really can't underestimate that position. I mean, man, you gotta,
And Ambry and Womack are probably going to be the guys left out.
Yeah. So, Ambry's I don't know.
Yeah, Ambry's out there to be used. He helps Ricky Pearsall put his skills on display. We can thank him for that.
Yeah, no joke, huh?
I don't. That's just strange. He was so good when he came in,
Isn't it
though.
though?
Manny, I don't understand what's wrong with him. I've seen him play much
I don't,
better. We've seen him play much better.
way better. Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I was kind of wondering. It's like, man, like, like what's not the motivation? Like, I just don't. I don't know.
That's it.
It makes my head want to explode.
No, you hit it right there. Motivation. Man, you got to love football. If you don't love football, football's not fun all the time. You need to get cracked a couple of times to know that. And you get up, dust yourself off, and you tell yourself, man up, man up, man up. But Emery's like Dante Pettis to some degree, I'm thinking. Dante didn't realize the NFL was as violent as it was till he got here and he's stretched out on the field. Remember Dante was stretched out on the field after that hit? And they had to come out there and tend to him. I bet you Dante started revisiting some of his thoughts on being an NFL football player, So you got to be committed.
Dude, there were so many times where he should have caught that pass and he backed off because he didn't want to get plowed in the middle of the field.
That's it. That means you're not. This game ain't for you.
You don't have it.
Nope. So.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's tough though.
They might pick up a corner. They might pick up a safety because I understand they're still talking to Gibson, trying to get him to come out of retirement if he would. Because that tells me about Talanoa Hufanga is kind of worrisome though. We'll see.
Talanoa, I don't think if he comes back still plays at the level he was playing, I don't think we can afford to get rid of someone like him.
No, we can't get rid of him. But I just hope he's ready to go. And if he's not, you're going to give him the time he needs because, people don't come back from that injury so quickly.
100%.
Yeah.
You don't want to force that. What was he injured again? Was it a knee?
It's an ACL, yeah.
Yeah.
And the way they're talking about Malik, I can't wait to see what he looks like in camp preseason. I mean, they're talking about Malik like he's learning really quickly, and he'll be fine. Okay, all right. Because he already hits harder than Talanoa.
What about Julian Blackman, safety?
Yeah. Didn't somebody? The 49ers did call him in. Didn't he already sign with somebody? Him and Reynolds.
I'm not aware.
Reynolds says, "You know what? I'm going back to Seattle, y'all. I mean, I love your team. I love what you're doing. I love where you're going. Oh, man, I can't handle these taxes, brah." He left.
It's serious, dude. Like
it is.
Yeah, they got to wonder if maybe like the NFL can just maybe call up old scumbag and see if maybe he can help with the taxes a little bit.
It gives some cities a disadvantage. It really does. And we're one of those cities.
100%.
Man.
I know you guys love in Oregon. We don't have the sales tax on the food and stuff, or just any of the goods. But then when I lived in Arizona, it depends on what part you were in. That would depend on the sales tax. Is that the way it is in California?
No. California is mean from the top to the bottom. You can't get no break. It's just the way it is.
No, I figured not. But does it vary?
State tax could vary.
To city?
State tax.
State tax.
Federal tax is the thing you only thing that stays consistent. But state tax, they want your firstborn. You make too much money, they want most of that. This is the more money you make, the more tax you pay.
Well, and then you should see what the taxes they're putting on some of these big homes, and it just and if you're not making if it's not increasing in a certain amount of value per year, you're losing your ass.
Yep. So it's become a city for only the elite.
Makes you wonder if they don't want people to live there.
I mean, it's like GB Bull says, they got taxes on when you fill up your tank. They're waiting for you there with a big smile on their face. I mean, it's just, and I don't know that California's done so much with the money.
They tax it going out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
I mean, what they're doing, we shouldn't have homeless people or anything like that. Some of that money should be poured into funds to see if they can relieve some of the situations we have. The highways and things like that. Come on, you guys. I mean, Matty, here we go.
Yeah.
We're talking about. Man, we're
I know,
out of time, Matty. You know what?
We went from football to fixing highways.
Man, I'll see you. I see. Hey, either Tuesday or Wednesday. Let's do some more.
Okay.
Something should be developed in camp. All
I'll
right?
be around.
Looking for you, Maddie. All right, fam.
Sounds good, buddy. Have a good night, bud.
You too. Night, Maddie. Yo, Aaron. Aaron.
Ronbo.
Aaron, come on in here. We're trying to figure out how to spend the 49ers money. We're trying to figure out whether to spend their money or save that money for things coming up. But you know what? There's nothing that $25 million is going to do. The 49ers are going to have to hope that league cap expands. We have to, Aaron, we actually have to root for Taylor Swift, who brought in more revenue to the NFL than a lot of ball clubs did around the NFL. Oh! So, if the league makes money, the cap expands. So we're going to find out. But what would you do? There's some guys out there that are available that could probably help us. And then, of course, our situation as we have it, what are we going to do? So what are you thinking?
Yeah. I mean, it would be really nice to bring in Yannick Ngakwe.
I know. I like him too. You're gonna have to get into a bidding war with several teams. Maybe we can win. I don't know, but yeah, I like him too.
Yeah, I mean, he can really get active to the quarterback. So, and maybe
Wait, hold on. Let me get rid of this fake Chris Hansen. I'm trying to get as many rid of fakes as I want. Tony Wright, Jim Everett belongs in the Hall of Fame. That is not Chris Hansen. Okay. You trolls, boy, I love you. Yes, when you put up stupid posts, I just love it. All right, go ahead. Because I'm gonna know it's you. Go ahead, Aaron.
yeah, like I was saying, is there any any O-line out there, like offensive linemen?
Yeah, there's a few. The guy who just played for the Chiefs is out there, and a guy named a center. Let me see. There's about 3 people out there. They're offensive linemen. They're all up there in age, though. Donovan Smith, offensive tackle. He's not elite, but he plays left tackle, and I was thinking about him. And Bakhtari's out there because he's had too many injuries, so he's not going to play. Be nice though if he could just sit around and heal up, and if he's needed, be brought in for Trent Williams, because Williams is not going to play the whole season. So I know what you're talking about as far as that. Charles Leno Jr. is out there. He's a left tackle. And these guys are. These guys have been released for cap hits sometimes, and other guys they're trying to heal up from injuries. But yeah, they're out there.
Yeah, I wouldn't take a chance on David Bakhtiari because he has injuries over the years. So
yeah, he was good when he was healthy. But yeah, you can't really sign. I don't know what Dave's asking for, but if I could get 2 or 3 games out of him for a year, while Trent is out, because Trent's not going to make it all season. So, and then you stick Bakhtari in. See if I could. Hey, Dave, can you play right tackle? But yeah, but go ahead. There's a few.
yeah, but yeah, I could definitely see us maybe signing a tight end.
There's no tight ends right now lingering about. There may be, but they're not listed as the most appealing. I hadn't thought about that. I don't think there may be a tight end or 2 here and there, but if there is, they're probably not worth the crumb. I don't know. But I know what you mean.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see though, because I know the safety from the Broncos, Simmons is still out there.
Yeah.
I don't know how much he's asking for. So,
Well, he signed a record-making deal. You figure you're not going to get Simmons. Well, you know what? He at this point, he probably just really wants a job. You might get him for 14 or 15.
yeah, you might, but because right now we have a total of about $25 million of cap space. So, well, of course that's going to be used, for the Brandon Aiyuk contract extension.
Actually, I really wonder if that money has any relevance on the Aiyuk situation. The 49ers, I don't know, but they usually, it seems they have unreported funding sometimes. Because did you know they had $85 million when they signed Javon Hargrave?
No.
Blew me right off my chair. I said, what? How much is he getting a year? Where did you guys get that? So, I think they already have money allocated for Aiyuk before this. Because if they had to depend on this, they would have been in big trouble. So, anyway, I don't know about that, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, and plus, next year they're going to have to pay Brock Purdy.
Yeah, they seem very confident and comfortable about that. But then again, did you notice every day in the dailies, 49ers remain confident that they'll sign Brandon Aiyuk. And then you read another headline, or Steelers continue to maintain the fact that they're going to feel good about trading for Brandon Aiyuk. That's somebody lying, because if the Steelers were serious about that, it wouldn't get out. But, yeah, 49ers are confident they're going to keep him. Steelers are confident they're going to get him. God, I'm glad the offseason is over. It's so much BS.
I know.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I think someone is just making it up that the Steelers want Deebo or Aiyuk. So,
Yeah.
I guess they're trying to do their job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Media.
And it's working. Some people are biting it, and others are saying, come on, guys, give us a break. Give us a break. If you haven't got anything else to do, go play golf or do something. Just wait till the season starts. But stop it. Stop it.
Yeah.
So, all right, Aaron.
So,
Let's wait till, I think practice is underway tomorrow. Everybody's got to be in camp. This is going to be interesting to see who shows up.
I think Tuesday.
Tuesday. All right. So it's going to be interesting to see who shows up. Why are they starting on Tuesday? Why? They always do this. Things start in the middle of the week. It's going to be interesting to see who shows up, ain't it? And who doesn't show up is going to be even more interesting. All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right,
Ronbo.
All right, fam. See you Tuesday when they come back, or the next day. Okay. All right, fam.
All right, Sam. Have a good night.
You too. Night, Aaron. Appreciate you. And let's head on over to Tennessee, where the taxes are comfortable, and so is Papa Dragon. Papa Dragon.
What's up, man? And you ain't joking. Taxes are nice, and I am very comfortable.
I knew it.
10 times better than where I came from, Jack. I can tell you that.
Detroit?
Well, I was in the Ann Arbor area of Detroit, so.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
I grew up in Detroit, Ann Arbor, Michigan. The big house, that kind of thing. So
yeah. Ann Arbor's where. Well, there's something famous from Ann Arbor other than you, along with you, should I say?
Lots of things.
Yeah.
University of Michigan, Big Yellow M.
There's a lot of things
that
in Ann
kind
Arbor.
of thing. That's what Ann Arbor is known for. Is that big city and a big city vibe, but a small town. But
so yeah, a lot of things originated there. Yeah, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
Well, I think it originated
yeah.
from America Online, fantasy football.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go, brother.
But Bob, since we're talking about spending money, the 49ers have a couple extra dollars now. Have you speculated on what's going to happen with that? Are they going to be spendthrifts? Are they going to do something foolish? Are they going to do something wild? I keep thinking, because you know how they do that every year, something crazy. What? Are we going to get one of the moments? What do you think?
I don't know. I think they're just such a highly unpredictable franchise,
aren't they?
When you say they're not going to do something, then they go get Hargrave. And then makes everybody go, "Oh my God, how are you going to stop him?" And then you look at the fine print, and I was like, "Dude, he only played 65% of the snaps on a 5-man line where he got 1-on-1s all day."
Oh, he admits he had.
Not going to translate.
He admits he's got a lot of work to do to get better. And number one, when next time Deebo invites him over for dinner, just say no, because he's got to get in shape. I knew he was a little heavy. He can move faster than that, but he's got to get rid of some of that booty.
You know what? Yes and no. I mean, do you remember Dana Stubblefield?
He was a booty man too. But still, he's not. Dana was stretched out.
I'm just saying,
a little taller.
You can't look at them. You can't look at a picture and then judge it. Oh, I'm gonna look at that. Sometimes you look at it and it looks right, and sometimes you look at it and it don't right.
That's true.
You know what
DJ
I'm saying?
Jones was
there's a lot of people looking Purdy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people looking Purdy like, really?
I know.
That's the dude, that guy. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really judge a book by its cover. You know what I'm saying? Look, Tom Brady coming out of college.
Yeah. Worst,
you know what I'm saying?
Worst athlete of all time. True.
Yeah, there's levels to this. You know what I'm saying? There's levels to this. So ultimately, Hargrave just wasn't a good scheme fit.
You think that's what it was?
And
he should be used to it by now.
You know, he's not. They changed the scheme, man. They changed it. He went from a 5-man front to this wide 9 garbage. Come on, man.
Yeah.
The wide 9 works when people aren't running the ball. If you pass the ball against the wide 9, it sucks. But if you run right at it, right up the middle, the wide 9. Look at last year.
Yeah.
It wasn't that much of an aberration last year. It just wasn't. I think what held it together.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
No, I mean, we could discuss the wide 9. I could go on with you about that hours, because that bothers me a lot, because just looking at it aesthetically, it doesn't make sense. Now, they say it gives it advantageous for the edges, but I say, you're going to trade that for guys running up the gut? I don't know about that.
Right. But what held it together?
Fred Warner.
What held it together? What held it together is you had well, no, not really, because when he was in there, they were getting torched too. What held that team together is that you really have to have a top 5 strong safety. And then when they lost Huff, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Yeah. Because once Huff went out, then it was open season on the run game.
Because
don't get me wrong, Hargrave could have played a lot. Yeah, he could play a lot better, but man, the person they missed was A.J. Jones. And again, you look at A.J. Jones and you kind of look at him and go, really? But he really played well.
And he
that's the guy
had quickness. And like you're saying, it's not about that size as much as it is quick twitch muscle. Jones could, my God, he could explode off that line. And you weren't going to run past him either.
It's quickness. It's technique. It's just like that on the field gamemanship, that knowledge. And Hargrave, you don't have it.
No. Remember Ian Williams? These kind of guys are born. They don't actually train for it. This is just what they were born to do. Remember Ian Williams went down, when he went down, the run game all of a sudden increased. One man made that kind of difference at the nose.
Right. I mean, when I was a kid, my first position was D-line. And if you don't have a plan and an understanding of the game, you just get like held and like nicked and picked to death. Because you don't know what you're doing. You're just trying to get to the quarterback, and you get past one guy, and there's another guy coming from the side, and then there's running back at your stomach. So you really gotta have like a gamemanship, a plan how to set people up, and that's what makes Nick Bosa so good. Nick Bosa is really good. He does have a very, very top end pass rushing game. Where Nick gets in trouble is when Nick commits to a play. So he doesn't really He's
doesn't
not
get
a
fooled
good
often.
reactor.
But you're right, he does.
But he's not a good reactor though. You know what I'm saying? It's like if he says himself, "I'm getting to the quarterback," he's going for the quarterback, and that's when the screen goes around him or over his head, or the quarterback has the ball and not the running back. You know, he commits.
I know.
That's where his issue is. But
and I get
as
mad
far
when he
as
does
money
it,
goes, man,
as if he did it all the time.
Yeah, he's not perfect, but he's not perfect. You know, he's a great player. But like I said, there's like levels to the philosophy of what you're trying to do in football right now. And that's why I really wish the 49ers had stuck with the 3-4, because you don't know who's coming. That's what makes that defense difficult, because you just got to get athletes in position to fill up those gaps, but you don't know who's coming. And that's what makes the Ravens dangerous. That's what makes Kansas City dangerous, is that they can just get some quick athletic guys in there, and then they'll look like they're running. But all of a sudden, they are all dropping, and here comes cornerbacks.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes that defense really, really strong.
And that safety
as far as
ridiculous. God, he's good.
Yeah. And you know, I think the 49ers have a lot of good players. Probably more than most teams.
Huh?
And I see what they did with the draft. I didn't like it, but I see what they did. You have Green Bay, who's got like 4 or 5 strong wide receivers. They got 2 strong tight ends. Getting more defensive backs on the field is important to give the defensive line more time to get to the quarterback. So I see what they did there. Detroit is very similar. They got a lot of good skill positions. 2 tight ends. See where this is going? So, you know, all of a sudden now we have a bunch of defensive backs and safeties and stuff like that. So it looks like they've definitely adjusted to the strengths of those teams, which is pretty good.
Added a lot of speed. You can't race past them now. I understand that.
You know, the position of free safety is a curious one, but I just really hope that they put Mustafa back there and just let him take his lumps and keep him there. Personally, that's what I want them to do. Because I think that he's a really, really good player.
They like him a lot.
He's smart. Yeah, I like to see that happen. So I don't think there's a need to run out and take your $17 million and go get a free safety. I think you got to play with what you got. Run with what you brung. You know, would you love to see them get offensive linemen? Absolutely, but there's nobody out there. Who's out there?
Not worth paying any money. We can't afford to run risk on cash. Right. It's true. Agreed.
So I think the 49ers, what they've done very well in the Kyle Shanahan era is making a big trade at the deadline. So I think you save that money for that. Because if you restructured Aiyuk, that takes care of itself. You know, you can make a decision to restructure Deebo if you wanted to restructure him for a couple of years. You could do that. But Deebo's got to be played in a proper position. I don't think that's wide receiver. I think that is H-back, running back, / wide receiver 5. Yeah, but that's what I think he needs to be.
Pop, you know,
kick returners.
You want that predictability if you do that, though. He's got to stay in his role for me and let him continue to surprise. But it's not a surprise anymore, so I see what you're saying too. Bob, we got to.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. If you got to do something different. But.
Yeah. We got to go, Pop. Because I got to get finished up here a little earlier tonight. But listen, I'll be back after the guys get back. I can't wait to see who shows. Wait, I keep saying that. I can't wait to see who does not show up for camp come Tuesday.
Oh, we already know who's not going to show up.
Well, I know Ayuk's not showing up. But is CMC not going to show up? We'll see.
If I'm his agent, I say no. Because you don't have.
Did he guarantee?
You don't have guaranteed money, but you do got a good relationship with Kyle, and you are an important player on the team.
I
think that's inexcusable for the 49ers. Yes. I think it's extremely inexcusable to not take care of that player who basically was Offensive Player of the Year.
Yep.
Now, again, I know contract talks are happening on the background, but I hope they excuse him and don't fine him.
And
especially,
you know what I'm saying? So, as I'm basically saying, overall, you know, if McCaffrey's not on that field, Purdy's not Purdy.
I know.
That's something.
You and I both know. All right, fam. See you Tuesday.
Yep. All right, man.
Night, fam. Who is 49 times? Run DMC. Dude, are you drunk? Hey, Steven.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Steven, man, you know what? Tell you what, we got a situation now where here comes that moment where the 49ers pull off a sudden surprise. Or, what are they going to do? You know, because we see the money.
I'll say it again, man.
Go ahead.
I said it before, and I'll say it again. Niners have to trade Deebo. Why? Because, one, there's too many cooks in the kitchen, and all of them play a certain role in a certain aspect, and he's just not doing it no more. You know, if you got CMC, what's the point of Deebo? If you got Brandon Aiyuk, and you got Juwan Jennings, you got Ricky Pearsall, Chris Conley, and then, you know, et cetera, what role is he going to fill? I mean, yeah, he's a bruiser, but that's it. He's a wide back. Ronbo, he is the only, can I say this? If I'm not mistaken, he is the only wide receiver in the NFL rosters that came out with a name called a wide back and not be derogatory.
Yeah.
Like, he classified his own, like, position into a whole new level of, I guess, a whole new era in the way of thinking of how to use wide receivers.
Yeah, you know.
So
Yeah, Ian Sharp,
there's no
that's what I'm
point.
talking
I hate
about.
to say it, there's no point in keeping him.
The floor. Yeah, but you know, I agree because.
Think about it. You want someone who can run through people? Okay, well, that's what running backs are for. That's what, you know, Christian McCaffrey's for. Okay, you want someone to catch on the deep route? Okay, that's what, you know, our wide receivers like Juwan Jennings, Chris Conley, Brandon Aiyuk. Shit, I would even say, you know, Danny Gray, if he actually ends up, you know, getting, you know, a starting position. And so we've got too many cooks in the kitchen in terms of the wide receiver room, and he's just too much of a casualty, the financial casualty to actually just be anybody, you know? There's just no room for it anymore. And it sucks because, you know, he's probably going to go to the Steelers, and the Steelers might actually be a legitimate threat with him because they don't have anyone next to George Pickens on that team.
Are you talking about Deebo?
Yeah.
To the Steelers? Yeah, you know,
Yeah. Steelers want him. Steelers want him bad because they have no one else on the opposite end of George Pickens that, you know, Russ or Justin Fields can throw to.
You've already assumed Justin Fields is going to start? You know, now
Between the two of them, probably.
Russell Wilson, I think they're both going to play. I think when they get down around the goal line, they're going to bring Fields in so he can sprint one in, if nothing else.
Yeah. Like, okay, well, we can't run it. Okay, Fields, go out there. He's just going to be a glorified running back, just like Deebo. So it wouldn't surprise me if we traded him to the Steelers because they already have, you know, a glorified running back that they pay a lot of money.
Oh man, I don't want Deebo going to anybody we're gonna have to bump heads with though. One thing, you know how he is on social media. Every time somebody messes with him, what happens? Deebo goes absolutely nuts, and the idiots that mess with Deebo, they talk trash to him before the game, before we get ready to play the stupid idiots team. Deebo comes in and has a record night, much like Anthony, what's his name over in Minnesota. He says, "I want Kyrie." Oh, Anthony, why do you want Kyrie, man? And look at Kyrie, one of the best series of his career. Don't fire these guys up. And Deebo's one of those guys. So we get rid of Deebo. First time we see him, y'all let me go? Well, I'm going to treat y'all like I treated everybody else that we played when I was with y'all. Boom! There he goes.
Yeah, Ronbo, but you got to remember, he has that one, you know, MVP-style game
times.
and then goes on injury for another 6 weeks.
I'm not as old as you 49 times. Stop putting me in your category. Oh, my God. Yeah, go ahead. I say all kind of strange things.
You know, he'll have like an MVP-style game and then go on injury with a calf strain for the next 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you know, he's unfortunately a cap casualty. And I hate saying that because, you know, at the time when we needed him, we were desperate for, you know, running backs and wide receivers. He was our star guy. But then Christian McCaffrey comes and he shows us, hey, look, I'm a running back. I could do all this crazy shit that he did, but without the injury. And he had a restructured knee.
Deebo?
No, Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, Christian. Yeah, no. That's why, you know what? That's why last year I was hoping if we could get those two somehow to work in tandem on teams. But it really didn't ever work out like that. It was either one or the other for long stretches, and usually it was McCaffrey. So I do see where you're going with Deebo's expendable. Because, to some degree.
Rumble, if you look at it, look at how Christian McCaffrey runs through the backfield and how quick he's able to, break away versus how Deebo does. Deebo gets in the backfield and he just plows right into everybody and then gets stopped for
and he gets hurt.
Either 1 yard or negative yards. And it's like, man, why do we even have you at this point, If Christian McCaffrey can break through on the right side where it's our worst side, why can't you get open on the left where that's our best side, our strongest side? So, I mean, it's crazy, Ronbo.
This is what I'm worried about Tuesday. If CMC doesn't show up, remember everybody's saying, "Oh no, he's getting married. His time's being all wrapped up." Christian McCaffrey's, the ultimate professional.
CMC,
There's no way he's
CMC.
involved in that wedding and not the planning. No way.
Don't worry about CMC. CMC is going to be all right. He's going to be with the team.
Well, yeah,
he knows
the 49ers going to be all right. They're going to give him the money he's asking for. He's got no guaranteed cash left on his contract. I don't know if he wants to play that.
He can. He can. It's just, I don't know. That's a tough one. He wants guaranteed money. We don't really have guaranteed money, unfortunately.
I know.
So re-sign him. Technically, yes. If we sign him to a lucrative-ass deal, then we won't be able to sign Brandon Aiyuk. But the thing is that he still has 1 more year on his contract to play.
Mm-hmm.
And if he wants that money, he's got to ball out hard. He can't just go, okay, I gave you guys a 1,000-yard season, 1,000-yard season, and that, I want my money now. No. You got to go all out the next season. Show them your worth. Show them that, it just wasn't some fluke season that you had just so happened to pop off on, and go from there. Because the last thing the 49ers want to do is sign somebody for a stupid amount of mony.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Arik Armstead, and it's flop.
But Javon Hargrave.
But the thing is, Javon Hargrave, he kind of produced. It's like, yeah, we signed him for a lot of money, but at least he actually did something.
Well, he did.
We saw saw him run at full speed. We're like, damn, I didn't know he was that fast.
No, I know. Hargrave's he's a good ball player. He just didn't do anything much last year. Well, not for the amount of money he got paid. He could have got paid a little less, but he probably wouldn't have came for any less. But we'll see.
But it's if I'm being honest, Ronbo, Deebo is expendable. If we're going to sign Christian McCaffrey, don't expect to sign Brandon Aiyuk until the end of next season. Not the end of next season, but the end of this season.
Because the ball's in their court, they could actually.
Because he's got 1 more. And is he stupid enough to say, you know what, I'm going to sit out my final season? Hell no. That's him ruining his entire career.
He can't do that, yeah. Steve, we're gonna go. I'll see you Tuesday. I'm thinking because I can't wait to see who shows up in camp and who doesn't show up. And now watch those who told me, "Oh man, stop stirring the pot, man. CMC's fine. He's getting married, man. Don't you know?" I said, "I'm just saying. CMC loves working out. I can't imagine him passing up camp. His wife is gonna take care of all that. He doesn't need to be there." Okay, so I got slammed. I left it alone.
He'll be all right, bro. He'll pull up.
I hope so.
Kid's like a Terminator. When you think he's, not really training, I'm pretty sure he's training.
He is.
He's just keeping it low profile, and then watch it come the season, he's going to pop off like he always does.
I know. All right. Give my best to the family. Steve, I'll see you Tuesday. Maybe Wednesday, but I can't wait for Tuesday. All right. Night, fam.
I'll see you then.
You too. All right. For any time, man, you are ancient, dude. I don't. What are these things you're talking about? Who's it? 49 Brian says franchise Aiyuk problems. Hey, you know what? You don't even need to franchise Aiyuk right now because he either sits out or waits until next year, and then the next year they can franchise tag him just to mess with him. You don't want to piss him all the way off, though. He's got to be paid at some point. So I think they've already talked about paying him now. So right now, if they pull back, oh man, he'd be pissed. Hey yo, Eric, Mr. Seattle Seahawks fan.
Yes, Joe. How you doing, buddy?
Doing all right, man. It's almost time for real camp to start. OTAs is about to end.
So now it's Tuesday to get a win stage, huh?
Wait, say it again.
It's Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Tuesday. Yeah. Oh, cool.
Hey, it's the same day. You know, every team is it the same day for your club as well?
Probably.
Yeah. Because I don't know, every now and then you hear about one team starting something at this point, and this point, another team starting it. You know, I get the feeling sometimes that it's not mandatory for everybody to go by the same schedule. But yeah. You guys got any holdouts in your camp?
I don't know. I mean, maybe. I don't know if all picks have been signed yet. Those would be like the only guys that I would both be worried about.
Yeah, you know, it's so funny because Eric, there's not a lot of guys with the Hawks that you need to worry about because everybody pretty much got thrown out, and you got a pretty young team now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, you really don't have. Yeah, you guys got a lot of money too, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah, you can sign. You guys could sign some of these guys that are running around out there. You know what though? Well, every time you sign a free agent, you're overpaying. Now these guys are the guys that missed the free agency period, right? So now they want a job this year. Time is running out.
Yeah.
So now you can pretty much get them for a handshake and a couple of dollars and lunch. Yeah.
Yep.
So we're gonna see who if they want to play. I think Simmons is probably going to get paid. They're not going to get paid what they wanted, but let's see who else is on the list is most likely going to get paid. Because a lot of the guys that are really cheap, they're going to get paid too. Patrick Peterson, I wonder about that.
Like we got a couple of OTAs next week and been mandatory minicamps in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, no, okay, mandatory minicamp in a couple of weeks. Okay. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Oh, this is OTA. Yeah, this is something else. I love the way they change the names on these things. It's all the same thing.
Yep.
Oh man. So you know.
Yep. So like, I actually remember Alden Smith when he was a 9-0. Alden Smith.
Yeah.
The very good defensive end for you guys had for a long time. He was from Missouri, and I was so worried about him when he kept getting himself into trouble in the NFL. You know.
Hey.
I don't know what we were covering for him but I guarantee you we had to be doing something for him.
Such a great player, but man, what? I don't know. I don't know how he grew up, but my God, he could have been so good.
Yeah, he could not get it together. Like, dude, get it together. Because
him and JJ came out of the same draft, remember? And they were neck and neck for the first couple of seasons.
yeah.
Man.
And for a few seasons, you start to see a real Alden Smith, and then after that, you got to see a real J.J. Watt.
Yeah, and then and remember J.J. Watt and Clowney. I remember that year that they picked up both Clowney and Watt. They first got J.J. and then Clowney got dressed. Oh man, how'd you get to David Clowney on that team to pair him up with Watt? Jesus Christ, I was so worried about that. Didn't work out. David can't stay healthy, but man, ooh.
Yep.
But anyway, we got over that hump. But you know, now the thing is, though, the season's about to start. Here's where you're going to find out early on. Man, who's going to? Some of these guys are going to be. A lot of guys work harder at the beginning of the season than they do later on. This is the time you see the guys that really bust ass at the beginning. We'll see what happens.
Yep. I tell you, I think this is when we're going to really start to see how good Cody Schrader really is in San Francisco.
I
I think
can't wait to see what they can do with him. Because he's not the kind of guy you're going to cut. I wonder what the 49ers are going to do with him, actually. Should be interesting.
If everything goes like I think it's going to go, he's going to be okay.
Yeah, because, this is kind of, you like a blood and guts football player like that. If he's like that, you don't cut him. Somebody else is going to pick him up, is going to benefit from him. You made this discovery. Now you got to use him. But we got so many running backs. I don't know how they're going to work this out. We got a room full of players in all the skill positions almost. Every last, except for the tight end. The running back and wide receiver rooms, my God, we got too many quarterbacks too.
Yeah, so and I've always wondered about that. So, like, what's the wide receiver room? Is that like their own special room, or?
Yeah, no, it's just another name for their particular. It's just a name. It's where you don't just separate one group from another. You just call it a room. No, that's all.
Okay, yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah.
So we got like you've got at least 8. There's got to be at least 8 wide receivers, minimum. And I could be missing a couple. I am missing a couple. 1, 5, 6. We may have 10 wide receivers, of only which 7 or 6 are going to be picked.
Wow, now that's going to be crazy. It's going to be, I think, a little bit more difficult I love the guy, so I hope that Cody can somehow make the team, but I know that you guys got some very good running backs already in place. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it is. I can see you watch Michigan football too, don't you? You know everybody on there, don't you? You must have been delighted here a few months ago, huh?
Yeah.
Bet you were. We're gonna go. Hey, tell you what, Eric, I'll be back midweek. We're gonna see who shows up for camp and who doesn't.
Bye, bud.
All right. Appreciate you. Night, Eric.
No.
All right. What? It's ice, baby. Too cold. Ice! Ice is still in Florida. You still in Florida?
What's up, man?
Ice, good to hear from you, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man. You hear me?
Yeah,
I'm good, man. Long time no see, man. I've been busy, man. No, I'm back in New York now.
Are you back in New York?
Is that not your mic?
Yeah. I finished my work down there, so I headed back to New York. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. What's going on, man?
I know what you say. The 49ers just, you know about the story about Arik Armstead, and the 49ers just got a little money returned to him for that. Also, you figure that they got a little extra money, and everybody's been crying about, why are you guys waiting to sign Brandon Aiyuk? Nobody understands that. Well, they do this every year anyway, but still.
I think they're waiting because you got to look at what has transpired by them drafting Pearsall, which is a good draft, and also by paying what's his name, Juwan.
Yeah.
So I think if you look at the writing, for them to not give him his money yet and give Juwan his money before they gave it to him, then that's saying something. I think they probably believe that Pearsall can replace him. You know what I'm saying? That's the reality. Pearsall would be, if they did keep Aiyuk, if Aiyuk does get paid somehow, some way where they can move money around and make it happen, then you're looking at Pearsall as a hell of a wide receiver room, where Pearsall in that slot, it's going to be hard you can't double nobody anymore. You make a team be honest now and play them. You can't. There's a lot of things you just can't do against that offense. That open Kyle Shanahan playbook. Well, I'm going to address the caller says something about trading Deebo. You can't trade Deebo because this is a different team when Deebo's not on the field. And it has nothing that's not only on his play, but he's the guy that leads the team out into the field. This is a totally different team when that man is there. That's a physical team. They play harder. They got their swag with them. That in him and Trent, they lead the team out on the field. A boombox. That's things like that is hard to replace.
And
you know what I'm saying? Like,
and a dead cap hit would be vicious. So
yeah,
Deebo's not going anywhere this year.
You trade Deebo. You trading one of the guys, the leader of the locker room. I mean, that you've seen the difference when he wasn't there. How that team was just not that team. You know what I'm saying? There's some guys you just can't replace. Yeah. I mean, it's outside of this, not only his play, but his leadership, bringing the team on the field, on the sideline, keeping guys up, guys want to match his intensity. So you got a lot of things you just can't replace. You know what I'm saying? And they just his play. We know he's a very talented player. We all know that. But, at the end of the day, there's something you just can't replace. So I don't think that caller that's not a smart thing.
Steve's been getting rid of Deebo for a long time now.
Yeah,
I agree.
I mean, look at every game last year when he didn't play. That team was not the same.
We lost. Remember?
Exactly. Exactly. So you're going to change something you lose.
But, maybe you make an adjustment with him gone and you change the style of play. But I like the style of play the 49ers do. I like when Deebo comes rushing around that corner and people get hurt trying to tackle him. That's funny to me.
I mean, yeah, it is. And you look at, hold on, you notice when he plays, the team plays the same way.
I know.
So you can't replace that. That's why he's not going anywhere. But I think this year, I'm not worried about the personnel too much. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to little nicks and knacks, we can take care of that. John Lynch is a very good GM. I think this year falls on health. Number one. Number two, we don't give up no run, give up no getting gashed in the run.
Oh God.
And then, yes. And one of the most important things at all, Kyle Shanahan. This season is not about the players. It's about Kyle. It is. It can't nobody say any difference. We got to be real with ourselves. Much as I love Kyle, are you going to be a play caller or are you going to be a coach? This is the year you have to coach. We know what you can bring to the table as a play caller. We got to see what kind of coach that you are because you're getting beat on the chess matches badly.
By the same guy.
So, same guys.
I mean, the dude is like, Arians must love it. But Andy Reid must love it. Are we playing the 49ers in the Super Bowl? Really? Are you serious?
Yeah.
I can't wait.
You know what's funny about it?
God.
Man, your Ronbo, dog. You know what's funny about it?
What?
Think about this. The same way we whip on Green Bay and the same way he whip on the Rams, he gets the same whip with Andy Reid.
It's so sad because even when the Rams have had us in a corner and just throwing one punch after another, we're just holding your elbows up, just blocking, right? And we still win that. And the same way with the Chiefs. The 49ers got in the fourth quarter. The game is over. All we got to do is hold it for a few more minutes. Oh, no, you don't, Niners. We are the Chiefs, and you got to know your role and stay in your place and shut your mouth. God. How do we lose that?
So, let me ask you a question. So do you have any agreement with me when it comes to feeling like this is about Kyle? We know we got the talent. The talent has not changed. The question is, can Kyle get over this hump?
See, I feel bad because there's players that make boneheaded mistakes exactly the right time. I mean, we can put the spotlight on Kyle because he is the head coach, right? But I still see people doing strange things as if they got paid before the game was over to mess up. Kwaski. Did somebody say whoever makes a key play to give the Rams a chance to win the NFC CG we'll be talking to you, and we'll have something you'll enjoy. Quasi, the ball hits you all in the chest. You didn't have to lunge. You didn't have to reach up. You didn't have to do anything but just catch the ball. And the game is pretty much over. No? No?
I feel the same way. At the Super Bowl, same thing. The ball go 5 guys split. What the fuck? Right? Language, what the heck?
Oh, what are the odds, Ice? The ball flies through the air and hits only one guy. If it's a 49er, bounces off his leg, and who recovers it? The Chiefs! Why wouldn't we recover it? Oh, wow.
I know what I kind of think about it a little bit. It's just, we call it unfortunate fucking cricket accidents or whatever you want to call it. It was just bad luck. I mean, we had bad luck situations, but we have, in the past 5 years, we have reached the NFC Championship and even the Super Bowls. I say now, when are we going to get past this hump? I hope it's this year. Maybe I'm saying maybe we could catch a break. We need to catch a break. We really do.
Yes, that's it. Kyle Shanahan, everything else, but still, we need some things to stop happening. Ray, you could have fell on the ball and you could have saved that. No, I got to pick this up. I'm gonna be a hero. Bam! They hit Ray so hard I could feel it. Took the ball.
Let me ask you something. Do you think that the defensive coaching since D'Amico left has fell short?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, by leaps and bounds last year. Oh, that was an incredible difference. And the players didn't like it.
No. So what do you think about this season as far as the coaching change? You think there's going to be a better coach system or no?
Well, I think it's going to be a lot like it was before last year because that guy comes from the same way of thinking as D'Amico. I don't know if he'll be as good as D'Amico, but they're all from that same group. Whereas they brought in Wilkes, who was an outsider, and told him, you can't bring nobody with you. We got a staff here already in place. You just come in and put your touch on it. That doesn't work like that. That's it's the same thing they did to that coach for the Los Angeles, the Clippers.
The guy didn't he go to the Texans? I think it was.
No. I'm talking about in the NBA. The guy that went to Clippers.
Oh.
But he came to the Lakers. Could have had him. And he says, but you can't hire any other coaches. Just you. That doesn't work like that. Those coaches that are successful work with a group, and they come to these decisions to make these games work. So
Right. But for me, I think, like I said, man, I like what we've done with what we have lost. We did lose Armstead, which was I didn't think Armstead was going to leave, but I get it. He didn't want to, I'm not taking a pay cut, which I didn't blame him. I didn't blame the guy for that. You can't blame the guy for that. I mean, think about it. He's been there for 9 years, man. You know what I'm saying? And he shouldn't have to take a pay cut.
No, well,
you know what I'm saying?
The problem was the 49ers, after years of that, they just decided, look, he's not going to give us enough weeks. I don't like it either. I liked Armstead. But, fam, we got to go, though. I still be a stranger, man. I talk to you every 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, man. I'm going to be getting with you, man, like when things start to pop up. But there's one thing I want to say before you hang up, man. Listen,
real quick.
Bro. Real quick. Sleeper team, man. I'm telling you right now, they better watch you, man. Fucking Texans.
Oh, no doubt about it. That's no sleeper team. That is a tough team. Oh.
All right, man. All right, man. Good talking to you, brother, man.
Hey, say hi to the little girl for me, too. All right?
All right, man. I will. She's graduating this year, man.
Wow, little girl. Oh, my God, she's graduating this year. You're talking about junior high school, right?
Their graduation in 9 days.
All right. All right, nice.
All right, man. I love you, man.
Love you back, fam. Have a good night.
Later, brother.
Later. Hey, yo, Tony.
Ronbo.
Tony, tell you what, man. Here we are. This is Tony's territory. When the 49ers make decisions, Tony's right on top of them to tell them how stupid they really are. Tony, the 49ers got a few extra bucks. What will they do? Did we lose Tony?
What? Sorry, say that again, Ronbo.
I said the 49ers got a few extra bucks. Not really, but publicly we've been told they have $25 million now. What do you think they're going to do? Now, there's some free agents out there available. What will they say? No thanks to free agents. We got all we can handle in camp right now. John Lynch, we're going to hold on to that money and see how much we can pile up between now and next year. We got a lot of bills to pay ahead. That to me sounds like what they should do. But what are you thinking? What are they going to do?
Well, who knows, Ronbo? You know what these guys are like. We don't even know if they've made a deal with Brandon Aiyuk yet. They might have already done it.
Oh.
Just nobody knows.
I hadn't thought about that. Yeah.
Well, the other thing I was thinking is...
They feel real confident saying it all the time. Maybe you're right.
The other thing I was thinking is... When does the practice start?
Tuesday they got to be in camp. This one is you have to be there for this one.
Training camp, yeah. Is that mandatory?
Yeah, you'll get fined if you're not there.
Tuesday. What month are we? I don't even know what month we are.
I need some of that beverage you're having. Anyway, it's June.
June.
We just started June.
Yeah. Well, if you sign someone after the 1st of June, I've read somewhere, you can spread the signing bonus over 2 years instead of one. But it has to be after June the 1st.
Yeah, I hadn't heard about that stipulation. I do know that you can get refunds after June 1st for players that you cut earlier, but I didn't know about June. It could be. And the 49ers, in that case, if that's the case, they could be signing somebody here within the next 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah, you might see him at training camp.
Exactly. But then a lot of teams
we don't know.
Are going to try to take advantage of that, too. There's some pretty good players out there. Not many. A lot of them are a little long in the tooth. But some of them are serviceable for depth. And then you got Simmons. Simmons can start for just about any team as a safety. They might sign Jamal Adams because of the fact that they can use him in so many different ways. He doesn't necessarily have to play safety. We got guys who can do that. But can he go in and be an assassin that you just place out there for certain situations?
We got plenty of safeties.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Jamal is not really a safety. I call him, he's kind of like a hybrid. He's not a good safety. But if you put him near the line of scrimmage and the quarterback is taking too long to get rid of the ball, Adams will get him.
I mean, we got that many players, Ronbo. We don't know what to do with them.
I know, right? Especially in the
corners,
offense. Yeah.
But I actually had a laugh the other day, Ronbo. We were talking about Chris Forrester and his cocaine habit.
You guys really killed me with that one. I had no idea. Yeah.
And I actually Googled, I just typed in on Google, Chris Forrester, cocaine, and it came up with a clip. Came up with a video. Mate, this guy's got a nose like a vacuum cleaner. Not one, all right? Not one line, not two, three of them. I'll go, where the hell's he
come
going
on.
on
Are you
your
serious?
nose, buddy?
He was that hardcore into it.
Yeah, and you can see it on the clip. It's available on Google. You just Google Chris Forrester cocaine clip or something like that.
Man.
And it comes up. I was pissing myself laughing.
I guess
Jesus
so.
Christ. And
I
then,
wouldn't have been able to survive that either. I'd have lost my mind laughing at that. This is our offensive line coach. Well,
that's why he talks so fast and he doesn't shut the hell up.
I know he goes on and on, doesn't he? And Kyle and Lil Wayne, right? So Lil Wayne does not let up. I mean, he ain't as bad as Snoop probably, but Lil Wayne is probably. Kyle was probably smoking up a Lil Wayne on so many different occasions. You know what? We got dope fiends inside our camp. And we do.
Yeah, well, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of marijuana. I mean, God gives you that.
But you know how these guys, high morale and all. You know, I mean, these guys, their ethics are supposed to be up here on a standard plateau, right? So you know, I always laugh when people fake about what they don't do. And in some cases, even the NBA, they should stop fining people for being caught with paraphernalia. They're all doing it, okay? Just stop already. It's the 21st century and it's 2024. Leave it alone. There need to be suspensions of people thrown out unless they do something egregious or crazy.
You remember the baseball years ago?
Oh yeah.
Everyone was on steroids.
Yeah. But Barry got hit the most with it. He can't get into the Hall of Fame because of that. I mean, you know, Barry, I don't know. He should have known. Guys' traps were up under his ears. I mean, Barry, you know, that's not normal, man, for a baseball player. Really?
Yeah, but now you got guys like Stallone and Iron Mike Tyson using it in moderation, just a little bit, just to bump up the testosterone. It's keeping them younger for longer. You know what I mean?
But they're not playing professional sport. I don't want guys having an advantage by doing juice of any kind. That's why the league watches PDAs, you know, because you have too many guys who are doing that. You're gonna win games like that, and that's probably not right.
Is Ward injured? Ronbo, our corner.
Ward.
Chaveras?
Oh no! Well, he had a core procedure done. He just got over that. They showed him when he first got in the hospital.
It was a groin. It says that he might be questionable for game one.
Oh, groin. I don't know about a groin. I know he had a core operation to fix that, like George Kittle.
Was that? Yeah, well, Kittle. Okay. Kittle had a core operation.
Yeah. Well, so did Chaveras, supposedly. But I never heard about this groin situation. That might be recent.
A Kittle core operation. What's that, a hernia? They don't even specify what it is.
They never specify. With George Kittle, though, it doesn't matter. George is that guy that could be shot in the arm. All right, wrap it up. Well, George, you're shot. It's all right. I got to go in for the next third down. Come on, let's go. You know, George Kittle is like the warrior from way back. This guy is just crazy. He just loves blood. In his own blood. He doesn't care whose blood it is. Just let's bleed out here. So, yeah. These guys are tough.
Yeah.
I like having those kind of football players. But, hey, we're shooting way over here. We're having too much fun here. Tell you what, I can't wait to go look up Coach Sorensen. Coach Forrester.
Yeah, you'll have to find the clip. You will piss yourself laughing, I'm telling
you. I'll see you midweek. I can't wait to see what happens at camp. Who's going to show up and who's not. All right?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. All right, brother. Shout out to the mob and catch you in the next one.
Looking forward to it. Cheers, Tony.
Cheers, brother.
There he goes. Remember, Tony just informed us there is a video out there about Coach Forrester doing his thing, boy. God, that's good. Well, it's a big show. Ooh, it's a big show on tonight. So, get in here.
You know, I can't believe you did not know that. Like you've been living under a rock. I can't believe I had to be the one to break the news to you.
He doesn't look like the kind of Chris. The Coach Forrester, he looks like one of those straight up guys that, you know, he's got children. He makes them be in before dark. And he just doesn't look the kind of, you know what? I should know a long time ago to stop making judgment calls on appearances. Some of the nerds that I saw through high school.
I've learned, it is not our job to judge other human beings.
No, you're gonna make a mistake anyway. Don't even try.
Yeah, we are not the judger. We're not judges. We're not supposed to be judging other people on this earth. Yeah, that's not our job, like I said.
And usually you don't have enough anyway to make the judgment. You're just looking at appearances. Appearances can be deceiving. Of course they are.
Oh, yeah. But as far as the quote-unquote money that we received from Arik Armstead's departure, number one, we all knew that was going to be coming back onto the books.
Yeah, we did. We knew the date.
It's not like really. It's not like we had a date on our calendars, and it's not like breaking news or anything. Like, we knew this was coming. Number two, the only free agents and the position groups I could think of what we could potentially sign with the money that we have now is tight end 2 and safety.
Did you see any?
Because
I'm not noticing
all of the other roster spots are pretty much set, and the depth pieces are set already.
That's true.
There's only a few battles that are going to be taking place in camp. That's the right that's, I believe, the right tackle depth with Chris Hubbard, between Chris Hubbard and who's the other guy behind him? Who's behind Chris Hubbard?
Hubbard's playing. He's a guard? Is he a tackle or a guard?
He's a tackle, a right tackle. But anyways, there's only a couple of position groups I could think of on the roster spot that are battling it out right now, and that's for tight end and safety.
Do you really see contest at safety? You know what? Okay, go ahead. Who's the competition?
Because we have Talanoa Hufanga, who's coming off of a very serious injury later on in the season. We don't know how exactly he is going to be. And the other third position I can think of is linebacker. The other battling, the position that's going to potentially take over for Dre Greenlaw, who's going to miss a significant amount of time in the beginning of the season. Those are the three position groups that I think are open for starting spots. Are not starting except for tight end 2 except for tight end, because there's a battle going on for tight end 2. There's a battle going on for Dre Greenlaw's starting spot, and there's a battle going for Talanoa Hufunga's starting spot, because we don't know how long those guys are going to miss games in the beginning of the season.
And the swelling and everything else we're going to hear about.
Yeah.
Talanoa Hufunga's knees.
Yeah.
He's going to sit this game out, and that knee is swelling. Okay, here we go.
And that $25 million we just acquired, I think will be going towards those three position groups. Our positions that are currently
BA. Okay, go ahead.
I'm getting to that. And no, none of that money is going towards BA, because the first 2 years you're gonna have to. Why are you laughing at me? You never laughed at ISU, who said the same exact thing. You never challenged him. I'm not the only one that's echoing this. It's really the writing is on the wall. I mean, you signed Juan Jennings to an extension, and you drafted Ricky Pearsall, and you drafted Jacob Cowing. I mean, they're really high on Ricky Pearsall right now. He's doing great in camp, and he's gonna do great in the regular season, I feel. And they're just gonna wait to see what they have in Ricky Pearsall in the regular season, and if they're comfortable enough to move forward with him.
Move IQ
in the future, then there's no need to sign Aiyuk.
You know, Greg Cosell.
That's repetitive.
Cosell agrees with you.
I saw that.
By the way,
clip.
he's 6'1".
I'm not the only one that's. Yeah, I'm not the only one that's said that too. Like Greg Cosell said that. Pretty much everybody on 95.7 The Game has agreed with that statement. And it's just redundant to re-sign Aiyuk if Ricky Pearsall takes off, and you don't need him.
That's the key word right there. If Ricky Pearsall takes off, I need for him to take off though, because I
am pretty confident. I am pretty confident he will.
So
otherwise they wouldn't have drafted him.
Didn't we both agree that wide receivers in the first round
unless if you're a Justin Jefferson, unless if you're a Jamar Chase, unless if you're a Tyreek Hill, unless if you're Devontae Adams.
Do we have one of those?
Then you draft those in the first round. And no, we don't have one of those on this roster.
Okay, so that's what I'm
Brandon Aiyuk is nowhere. Brandon's not nowhere near those guys as far as talent goes.
But still, it's risky. Because Aiyuk.
Oh, of course it is risky. Life is risky. It's walking outside your door is taking a risk, Ronbo. You could get killed by a freaking hawk coming down at you. You could get killed by a freaking rock hitting your head.
I did. Swoop down on me a few weeks ago, but I got his ass. But still, You know, hey,
You know,
but show. Here's the thing. I really you
But
can't
this
keep him
is-
this long just to let him go at the end of the beginning of the season.
the longer you don't sign him, the longer his feet are going to be out the door after this season.
But we do this every
You know,
year.
like it's. I know we do it every year, but the situation is different. We have a lot of guys that are free agent, a lot of key guys that are free agents that are key to this team. Travarius Ward is very important to this team. CMC is very important to this team.
But
And I don't think Deebo Samuel is going anywhere. I don't think Deebo Samuel is going. Ronbo, they are replaceable. They really are. Receivers are replaceable.
Well, not that easily. I mean,
But
my number one.
Patrick
receiver,
Mahomes didn't need Tyreek Hill.
he
Patrick
did,
Mahomes didn't need Tyreek Hill, and he won a Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I mean,
yeah.
There's my evidence there. I have all of the evidence on my side and the facts on my side, and the tea leaves is on my side. The writing on the wall is on my side. You guys that are wanting to sign Brandon Aiyuk and giving him a blank check all of a sudden out of nowhere are sitting ducks. Like, you don't have any evidence going towards your way. Like, who are you going to give? If you give guaranteed money to CMC, then Brandon Aiyuk's guaranteed money is completely gone. Like Steven said, and I said that Brandon is pretty much on the wall as well. That Brandon Aiyuk is pretty much up on out here. And please get back in here if you're still if you're still listening and defend me and agree with. I agree with you. Like.
Right.
I see a lot of people. Big Show likes to worry about the money. Well, what happens if you live beyond your means in your real life and don't worry about money? You go bankrupt and you end up homeless.
Chapter what is that again?
Do you want that? Do you want that to happen to our organization? You want us to go bankrupt and not be able to sign any more players in the future, because we give Brandon Aiyuk $34 million a year.
But the Niners, they're very, very frugal about that. They're not going to get themselves in a position where they can't make any moves. They made a point of letting everybody know that's not the way they work.
And you have to pay Brock Purdy $45 to $50 million a year. You also got to think about that, which is the most valuable position on this team.
Well,
the most important position on this team.
Okay, but I just don't understand the point of not getting rid of Aiyuk before now. That's my whole problem about this. Why wait?
No, I'm not saying now. I am saying after this season.
Get rid of him.
I am saying after this. I am saying after this season, not now, because they still have him under contract.
That's right. You still have him for another year. Well, you can make a trade this year and save some more. No, you can't.
Or make a trade after this year.
No, because he'll be free agent next year.
I would rather. We need offensive line badly, and we're going to have to eventually find Trent Williams' replacement if he gets one out of here after this year. And then there's more guaranteed money going towards that left tackle. And we also need a better right tackle, where that guaranteed money is going to go to, and so on and so forth. So it makes no sense to sign. It's making no sense to sign Aiyuk. It really doesn't. And like I said, when Deebo Samuel missed time, our offense went flat. It went completely flat.
That's true. Well, we had
Aiyuk wasn't helping any.
Trent Williams was out too, though. Anyway,
Trent Williams was out too.
Yeah.
But Aiyuk wasn't helping any. Like, why would we pay him $30 million if he was the most valuable person on that offense, which he is not?
Well, yeah, that's true.
He is the third most. He is the third. I would say fourth best player on that offense. It goes Trent Williams, it goes CMC, Trent Williams, George Kittle, and then Brandon Aiyuk.
All right. Your Honor, objection, conjecture.
No, there's no objection there because George Kittle's been here the longest, and he's been an All-Pro his 3 to 4 years that he's been here.
I don't even want to hear about Kittle leaving anyway. But so we got to stop. I'm telling you right now, Shell, I love this. I can't wait until we finally find out who's right on this one.
Shout out to Ice. Shout out to Ellis. Shout out to Tony's and everybody out there. Y'all take care and have a great night. Stay safe out there.
You too, Shell. Please show up Tuesday. I'll be looking for you.
I'm telling you.
I know you are.
All right, take care. Shout out.
Nice. While I'm laughing, I better not be wrong. Joe's gonna crucify me. Woo! Yo, Elvis.
Ron Bizzle was shaking.
Man, I'm shaking. Show's got me all worked out and scared. He makes a point here and there that I have to. I have no answer for, and so I don't know. But the 49ers, there's somebody keeps out announcing the 49ers are confident of signing Brandon Aiyuk. I said, well, why do you guys keep saying that every other day? But Ellis, we got some money, a little extra. What do you think the 49ers going to do with that, Ellis? It's only $25 measly. What do you think?
Well, there's nobody, honestly, man, that's out there that's worth even picking up.
Good point.
That's just for me. I mean, unless Yannick Ngakoue wants to come and be a depth piece, at a bargain price. I mean, shit, that's all he's pretty much. Yeah, I mean, that's it. That's it. I wouldn't exhaust any real funds or anything drastic. I would rather roll with what we had before we did something like that. But, but yeah, like a defensive, a defensive end, I think, and then I don't know what tight ends are available.
You're right, though. Lynch does like to look at people that can take people out. He'll bring an edge rusher in, though, just to see if he's better than whatever he's got, and he'll let that other guy go. Lynch has no problem doing that. So Yannick could be in the mix. So can that dude from Miami. He's out there looking for a job.
Who? Which one?
Oh, Agba.
Oh, okay. Okay.
See, these guys.
I'm not.
The depth. They're not, Leonard Floyd's got that tied up. Nobody's moving Floyd. But everybody after that, who am I putting in first? Because Floyd's not going to be he's not going to be a 4-down dude, though, so.
Yeah. So we need to get some depth over there on the edge. I would just that would pretty much be it. If I thought of anybody, it would have been him, or somebody else that might be, likened to somebody like that. He's a big, tall, solid, strong guy, and I think being in the room with the guys that we have already, and then with Chris Eric, he'll probably take him up a notch,
next level. Yeah,
and he could be a good fit for us. Even if it's just for a season rental, I would do it.
I would too.
I think we say this. I mean, I think they're going to pay Aiyuk is pretty much, I heard Show and I get where he's coming from. Shout out to you, man. You know what I mean? But this is what they do.
I know every year. That's why I don't understand why anybody would be surprised.
They're priding themselves on signing their key guys. That's what they do. They're trying to keep this going, because it's a part of it's like a staple for the process. Our homegrown guys we keep and we pay them well. We wait till everybody else gets paid so that we can pay them and make them the highest at their position or close enough to it. And with hopes, I'm assuming that they don't want to go, they don't want to go bankrupt later and look like the Rams or look like other teams who have shit for talent after a certain amount of years. We've been maintaining, sustaining for some years now, pretty good. You know what I mean? But, after Aiyuk gets paid, I think, Deebo's gone, man. If we pay him, there's no way that Deebo's staying here unless they plan on getting rid of, we got Juwan for 2 years, so that's a good thing. I want to keep Juwan Jennings on his team. We need a nasty dog or two on the team. We need a nasty dog or two on the team, especially at wide receiver. If we got Aiyuk and we got Juwan, that's great because we don't really have any other nasty dogs like that. Deebo is good with the ball in his hands. He's a little nasty with the ball in his hands, but he, even kind of the way where he runs up so high, I don't know. I don't really.
Deebo? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just.
Look at the Dolphins, though. They got two $25 million dudes. I don't.
Yeah.
Teams know how to do these things. It's all a manipulation of the numbers anyway. It's not that, we pay him, we can't pay him. A lot of us seem to believe that. To some degree, it's true. The guaranteed money and the way payments can be spread out, if the guy accepts it, I'll be paying you until 2045, $1.59 a week. And this is what they somehow work out, and that's the way it looks on the books. They may be fooling people, and when the NFL people go combing through the books, they don't find anything wrong, except for in the situation last year when they found out we paid somebody $750,000. Too much! Oh my God! Those guys are good! How'd you find that? That's a measly amount of money, and you guys found it and took away a draft pick. God. I mean, for the NFL, it's a small amount of money, and they found it and took away a draft pick. I'll go to hell. Really? You guys are good.
Yeah. Well, look, man. CMC needs to get some extra cheese in his pocket.
Yeah.
I would say sign him for another two seasons or something, or even 3. Let him retire a Niner, or let him. He doesn't have to. He he might want to. Maybe he wants his jersey to be held up, in the rafters at the team, in Carolina where he got drafted. But as far as him playing, let CMC play here at least 2 seasons.
Oh yeah, we should have got
pay
3
the
this
man.
year. And he wants to make up for what he did. It's probably weighing on him that he made that fumble in the Super Bowl. You see, these are the things I'm talking about when we can't really spotlight Shanahan. That guy's his main man. If anybody's going to carry the ball, I got to worry about giving it to CMC. Granted, he should have gave it to Mason a fresh pair of legs, but still, CMC's got to come back and make up for that.
Well, shit. The messed up part about it is that he went the whole season and was going crazy. Think of all of the 20 weeks or more of football that he played. I know that fumble was pivotal, and it was. It was, and it's that, and all it takes is one sometimes. But I'm gonna just say this
every time.
Give me CMC. 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Give me him on this team because, his mentality, the way that he trains, his character,
everything.
His professionalism, his aggression, his just. The will, that kind of mentality, that's that MJ, that Mamba mentality. That CMC got that in his blood, in his veins, man.
Yep.
He's different.
You gotta have those kind of guys.
He's just different, and we gotta have those kind of guys on the team. So that's where I'm at with it. Pay him, save some money for midway through the season, in case we know we need some emergency funds to be able to get an emergency player that might be lingering, or just rental player that's out there that wants to leave from wherever they're at. And, if it's a perfect fit for us, let's take advantage of that opportunity. But let's save some of this money. I don't want to go blow it off. Justin Simmons is cool, but he already got his payday. So if he's not coming, on a solid deal, I don't want a 2-year rental. We can just keep who we have. Honestly, bring up the rookies. Let what's his name start, Malik Mustafa, and we got what's his name already. I forgot his name off the top of my head. Jair, we got Jair already. If they want to get one, go ahead, but not Justin Simmons because he's going to want too much money, and I don't know what his injury history is. He's a good. If we get him, good. If it was a coin flip, or if it was a choice between him and Jamal Adams, I want Justin Simmons every day of the week.
Yeah.
I don't want Jamal Adams on this damn team.
Yeah,
get him the hell out of here.
Yeah, that's not even
he's a cancer.
Question. Else we got to go.
He's a cancer.
Man, well, he's just strange. Anyway, fam, I'm gonna see you Tuesday. It's gonna be a fun day to see what happens in that camp. Everybody's waiting. And
save the money, man. Save the money. We're gonna need some emergency funds. Pay the guys that we need to pay that are already on our team. Don't go out and get anybody right now. Let's just wait. Yeah. Let's roll with who we got. Get our guys, the experience this season, and then wait till mid-season.
Yeah, we don't need
It's not a necessity. We're not dying right now. We need that. We're gonna need that money for if we get desperate.
Yeah.
Or if we need some emergency funds to tap into. All right, man.
All right, Ellis.
Thank you,
appreciate you, fam.
for the platform as always. Yes, thanks, sir, man. Likewise, and Shout out to the faithful, man. Shout out Donut Tanisha, man. Shout out Frank. Shout out Papa D. Shout out Tony Tone. And shout out the chat. Y'all know what it is, man. Shout out show. And we're gonna be all right, man. You know, let's
I believe that too.
we're gonna be good, man.
We go through this all the time.
We're in a blessed position regardless, no matter what anybody say.
Yeah.
So we just gotta remind ourselves of that shit.
That's right. I agree.
All right, family.
All right, let's night,
Peace and love. Sir.
It goes E. And let's go down here. I just see it's funny. There goes E, and I see a D on my shirt. Hey, yo, D.
Hey, this is D from I'm from Eugene, Oregon.
Is it DEAN or just D?
Just D.
Okay, well, I just want to make it clear on that. I'm D from Eugene, Oregon. How you doing?
Not too bad. Yeah, I call, maybe once a year. But
this is a celebration moment then. Yes, I love it. All right.
Yeah, I kind of just like to call in, when it's before the season starts, just to
there you go.
Kind of talk about it. But I don't know. I'm not really too worried about the money situation. I kind of agree with Big Show though. I don't actually think it's worth paying Aiyuk what they're saying he's going to be worth. Honestly, I think we just have so many young receivers that I don't know. As long as we have Deebo and our other guys, I don't think. I mean, someone will have to step up, obviously, but I don't think losing Aiyuk would be that big of a deal. I don't know. I think there's a lot of good receivers these days.
You mean on the 49er roster? Yeah.
Yeah, I just mean free agents too. I mean, look at what Chris Conley has done with the amount of reps he's got. I mean,
like him.
There's guys out there that can fulfill Aiyuk's role, but like obviously he's a young, good player, and you want to keep those guys around. But I don't know. I think it really just comes down to injuries. I mean, if we can get into the playoffs this year and be somewhat healthy, we're going to have another chance at a Super Bowl. But I've seen 3 Super Bowl losses in my lifetime, so it's kind of annoying at this point.
Oh, it goes beyond annoying. It's just, I mean, it just doesn't make. How did you find? It's like the 49ers find ways to lose those games. That one with Harbaugh, totally unnecessary. The one we played the first time against the Chiefs. Oh my God, you guys had that game. We hadn't given up a lead like that all year. We got a few minutes to go, and they lost the game. And then this one against this last one, I mean, that was just absurd. How in the hell did that happen? Better team, everything was going their way, and somehow the Chiefs pull off a miracle. Oh.
It was disgusting. I mean, if you saw like the look on the players' faces after that. They all knew that was their chance.
That was the one.
I mean, even Steve Young said that was their best chance of a Super Bowl, but I actually kind of disagree. I think that what was it, 2021, when we lost against the Rams. Obviously, if
Burrow and company was waiting over in Cincinnati. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we would have beat Cincinnati. I mean, because that year we actually did beat them regular season. So I think we would have beat them pretty good. Yeah.
And in Cincinnati, where they do own the Chiefs for the most part, there's still matchup situation with the 49ers and them that we don't struggle with them like the Chiefs do. So, that was probably right. That's probably the 49ers Super Bowl there, too.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting, though. I do always like to hear what Steve Young has to say. It's usually positive things, but I don't know. I was kind of interested that he said that was their best chance.
Yeah.
But they have good rosters
team
every year. I don't think. Yeah. I think from 2019 to last year, I mean, I think last year was their best roster by far, but every year they've had dogs at every position, you know. But I do always think like this year, I mean, if Trent Williams goes down, I think it's season over, you know. And obviously, if Purdy goes down, the season's over too. And like I know you don't want to, like, no one wants to hear or even talk about these things, but
but they
like,
happen. It's a reality. We always lose people. We're going to lose people next year. The thing is, who are we going to lose? Who's going to drop? And we did last year.
Yeah.
Dre goes down in the Super Bowl, right? Travis Kelce is invisible in the first half. That's no coincidence. Second half, Travis Kelce goes off. Dre Greenlaw's out of the game. That is not a coincidence. So that game, Dre had already made up his mind. They may beat us, but it won't be because of Kelce. And he was doing a great job. He snaps his Achilles. Again, the blessing from heaven, or wherever it came from, saved the Chiefs again. Good Lord. How in the world? What are the odds? And in football, I guess the odds are high. But why no?
I don't know.
It's unbelievable.
Nuts. Yeah, I mean, even I was thinking the other day, like, even if Fred Warner, God forbid, would get a season-ending injury this year, I think that they could get by with Greenlaw and some of these younger guys they have. But
Greenlaw may not be back for a while. Okay? If he goes out, it better be late. And Greenlaw's got to be back.
Yeah, that's true.
Fred Warner is an amazing football player. Do you know PFF already ranked him as a number one linebacker in the league? You can't lose the linebacker of the league and think you're going to be able to look the same, though. That's a frightening thought. He won't.
I mean, we've seen Greenlaw in his position. I think Warner was out a couple games, and he held up at Greenlaw held up at Warner's position a couple times.
Yeah, Warner does more than just play, though. He's the cerebral force out there. Fred's lining people up. His connections between him and the line, the coach. Fred Warner's a very sharp individual. He's got an extremely high football IQ. Dre's tough. And Dre's going to do whatever he's doing. That's like Fred's main dog. That's his top Doberman. If he cuts Dre loose, he'll outplay Fred. And I know what you're saying there. But when it comes to the yin and yang is not complete without the both of them together. With the both of them together, amazing. Both of them separated, lacking. So your point is definitely valid.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I just hope this squad is able to get a ring at some point, because
this year, please.
It's too special. It's too special of a team to not get a ring, you know, because no one remembers the losers, you know. No one's going to remember
except us
in history if they don't get a ring. So
Dave, we have to go, though, and you don't have to limit yourself to one call every year before the season starts. Get him back here as soon as you can. I enjoy going back and forth with you. Good.
Well, I know. I just like listening to what all the main guys had to say. You know, Big Show, Ellis. You know, I listen every week, Monday. Wednesday, even when I'm working and stuff, I'll tune in.
Right, D. I really appreciate you. In that case, okay, we'll just wait when you got time. You can come on and check in. All right.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you, D. Have a great night.
You too. Right.
Thank you. There he is. D's gotta love you, Jalen. Hey, yo, Jalen. Gotta cast the characters here. Everybody knows these guys by name. Jalen. Cardinals, you're irrelevant.
Ronbo!
Actually, the Cardinals are no longer. Well, the Cardinals are irrelevant for one more year. Jalen.
Hold on, he was a Cardinals fan?
No. D is an observer. He's the guy who watches what we're doing here for his entertainment, and he named a few people. But D, is, he's. I didn't even know. I can't remember the last time he called. He said he calls in once a year before the season starts. But Jalen, come on in, man, and do your thing. We're talking about the money, the extra couple of dollars the 49ers have to spend. What they're going to do.
That's nice. Money is nice, Ronbo, but I want a ring.
You and me both. If you give that whole $25 million.
Kyle wants a ring, though, Ronbo. Kyle just wants a job.
Jalen, you can't believe that. If we don't like what's going on,
Ronbo. There's no way he wants a ring.
You think so? Amplify on that.
Well, for one, Ronbo, you don't put your quarterback in the. First of all, Ronbo, Jimmy tore his ACL in 2018.
Right.
It was his first playoff game of his career. He threw a pick against the Vikings, and you bench him for the entire playoffs. And then once the Super Bowl comes around, that's when you want him to throw the ball. Ronbo, I thoroughly believe this with my whole heart of hearts, and you can disagree with me with this, and I promise you won't believe it yourself. If Jimmy hits that throw to Emmanuel Sanders, he's our quarterback right now.
I already knew that. I knew it. That's what made it what it was. You're right. But wait a minute. The thing is, what's his name over in Baltimore? He beat the 49ers for that first Super Bowl in the last few years.
Crabtree? They held him, Ronbo.
No. The Ravens quarterback. Oh,
Flacco?
Flacco. Flacco never became elite. People around the Baltimore area still ask others, is Joe Flacco elite in your mind? And people laugh. But Joe, he won that Super Bowl, right? So they got rid of him. So I don't know. Jimmy
won that Super Bowl, Ronbo.
Well, then true. You and I both agree on that. But listen, Flacco, and like any other quarterback, if you have a day in the Super Bowl and don't have a couple more after that, you'd be suspendable then.
Yeah.
Look at Russell Wilson.
But I mean, Ronbo, this man is Cal doesn't want to win the ring, Ronbo. I mean, look who his dad is. What legacy does Kyle Shanahan really have to build for himself, Ronbo? The Shanahan name is already pristine in the NFL. His dad.
Yeah.
I mean, what does he really have to do, Ronbo? He's gonna get credited by his father. Oh, look at the great Shanahan tree. Oh, Mike Shanahan. Ronbo, the man doesn't even have to do anything.
Yeah.
Zach Taylor, if his last name was Shanahan, oh my God, the amount of the people will be talking about Cincinnati all the time if Zach Taylor's last name was Shanahan.
Yeah.
But it's not. His last name's Taylor. And I think he's done a better job turning the Bengals organization around than Kyle's done with the 49ers. The Bengals were terrible. They were horrible.
They were.
And he turned them around way faster than Kyle did the Niners.
I forgot all about that. They used to play thug football, and it wasn't working.
Ronbo, Kyle, you better be lucky your last name's Shanahan, my brother. Because if it was Johnson or Williams, it should be Levy. I don't know how it's not. Might want to check some birth certificates and make sure it ain't Levy, guys, man.
God. When the 49ers do win, it's not, like Fred said, it's not a matter of if we do win it
and Kyle Shanahan's not the head coach, I'm going to say, Ronbo, I told you.
What if he is? What if he is? I know you're going to say that if he is.
If he is, well, Ronbo, hell's going to freeze over because that's not happening. I'm telling you. He's not winning a ring as the 49ers head coach. That's not happening.
Man of very little faith, Jalen.
Ronbo, he just lost the Super Bowl with 11 All-Pros, man. Or 11 Pro Bowlers. You're not no, man, you don't get Ronbo, the team can't get any better. It can only get worse. Let's be real.
No, they can get better. In fact, they say this team's better than last year.
You telling me that team from last year can get better?
Yeah.
Wow,
you're going to have a more experienced quarterback this year. You're going to have.
What about the defense?
Well, now there's a good point because the defense is not going to look like it did last year. Everybody's going to be on board with the same program, unlike they were last year. There's some people running around there that were disgruntled about what was going on. Even Fred was being nice.
Pointed it out. He pointed it, Ronbo. We lost Armstead. There's no Hargrave. There's no Gibson. There's no Hufanga. There's no Greenlaw. Man, we missing a lot. There's no Chase Young. Ronbo, we missing a lot of important pieces. On defense. Yeah. Reality needs to be said, Ronbo. This ain't a fairy tale, Ronbo. The fairy tale ended for me when we lost to the Rams, Ronbo. That's when I said, okay, Kyle, enough is enough. You got to get it done. And I said, oh, I swallowed my pride, and I said, okay, I hate that we lost to the Eagles. I was pissed that he put a tight end on a defensive end to block Ronbo. I don't know why you did that. But I said, you know what, Kyle, you just lost 4 quarterbacks. Hopefully from that, you're going to learn your mistake. Did he change up the offensive line the next year? No, he didn't. Instead of he lost Mike McGlinchey and bought in Colton McKivitz. So he did. I mean, and look what happened, Rombo. 10 points in the Super Bowl. Yeah, this money is nice, Rombo. This $17 million is nice, but a ring would be better. I'm just saying. I just want to know what this money is gonna do.
No disagreement. Well, it'll save towards the future. There's some other people that have to be paid, or the team will get worse.
For the next head coach that'll get it done when he comes in. That's my thing. Rombo, let's say the next head coach comes in and gets it immediately done. What are we saying about Kyle Shanahan?
Oh, well, no. I'll join you on jumping all over him then.
Now, this is insane, Rombo. I mean, does anybody know another coach that was with the team for more than 6 seasons and did not get a ring?
Well,
I mean, usually by like year 4, you ain't got it done. Somebody ready to get you up out of there. They like, all right, man, come on. And you keep, and even if you keep getting there and you're not getting it done, they're gonna look at you and say you're holding the team back.
Then the problem with this is you're gonna have to wait till the team has a failing season altogether. You can't keep going through the NFCCG, and the owner wants to fire you. So
Rombo, but look at the end. Rombo, this is the first time in the playoffs where Kyle Rombo, he's never really had to struggle in the playoffs because the other teams have not been good. All of these teams are making it by default. They're making it winning 8 games and 9 games. Like, the NFC has been garbage. Look at how Kyle looks when he goes against competent playoff teams. The Ravens, the Chiefs. Look at what happens when he goes against really good teams, like legitimate Super Bowl caliber teams. He looks like a regular dude.
I do
Dak
say
Prescott as a coach. As soon as the big game arrives, he chokes. He's got Aaron Rodgers of ego, but Dak Prescott's clutch gene. That's exactly who he is.
Can you give him credit though for having survived that onslaught of absolute young fury in the playoffs leading up to the NFCCG? I mean, Detroit and Green Bay were not playing. They are not flukes. Ask the Cowboys about Green Bay.
And
that was rough. And they got through.
I told you the Packers was going to be a close game. And everybody laughed at me and said, "Oh, Caller, that was a different team. Caller, that was 2 years ago."
In the playoffs,
I said, "Bro,
I didn't laugh.
Playing the Packers like the last 4 years. They know us."
Yeah, but they're not in the same conference. They shouldn't know them that well.
Rombo, they have played. We played the Packers in 2018. We played them twice in 2019. We played them in 2020. We played them twice in 2021. And Rombo, the organization is you still got players that are familiar. Jair was on that 2019. You still got players that are familiar with, and you got coaches and coordinators and players that are familiar with how the game goes and that are going to play the 49ers tough at the end of the day. Like, them guys out there with the
no, this is why people don't understand when they keep talking about getting rid of Aiyuk, how the 49ers are changing that trend. We're going to see some different football from the 49ers this year than we've seen in the past 2 or 3 seasons. Kyle knows people are getting a beat on what he likes to do, and that's why I'm sure he's making moves. Oh, they got me all figured out, huh? Okay, go ahead. I'm telling you,
will
it's
it be
different
come Super Bowl and NFC Championship game? Will this man stop running the ball? Is the man going to stop running the ball? Rombo, the man ran 9 plays in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah.
And 8 of them were passes.
No, see, that's part of it. But I look for more diversity in that offense. And I don't know, there's going to be a little more balance. But don't look for it easy to anticipate the call every time. I would hope so in year 8.
I really will hope so. I don't think this man's going to win a ring with us, Rombo.
He's going to do it, Jalen. This is the year.
Rombo, I don't think this man's gonna win a ring with us.
Tongue in cheek, Jalen. I'm gonna tell you what. Let me see you Tuesday, and I know you're gonna come in with a whole change of mind.
Rombo, he's 0-4 versus the Chiefs. He can't even beat.
No, that's true. It's gonna be interesting to see
like-
that game this year. Doesn't mean anything. It's like Lamar Jackson says who they're playing in the first week. Man, it don't mean nothing. Us playing Kansas City in the first game of the season. If we can't, that ain't nothing but another game. So what we got to do is beat them when it counts. And so everybody's just looking at the Chiefs like, yeah, okay, let's go Chiefs. So it's no big deal.
Ronbo, I'm just when's this contract over?
Let's go. I don't know. He just signed one last year. I think.
Man, look, the day that his contract, Ronbo, he's not winning the ring. I'm just gonna be real with you. The day that this next coach comes in and wins this next ring,
you'll be
I'm
a happy man.
Tell all of y'all in the comments section. Jalen told you. I told y'all.
And you will
we
too.
Get a guy in here who don't got an ego, we can win it. Now imagine if we got rid of Kyle Shanahan earlier.
Jalen, we're gonna go.
I'm just saying, Ronbo.
I know. I understand. I'll see you Tuesday. Okay.
All right, Ronbo. We still the kings of the West.
Yep.
Colin in the back running around so he don't need no rest. And Gene D and Rudy can keep coming to here crying because the San Francisco 49ers.
That's still going to be the best. All right. Jalen, have a great night. Can you imagine? Let's see. Jalen, Big Show. And let's see, who else can we throw in that mix? In a debate. Who wants to be on the debate team versus Jalen and Big Show? In fact, there's Big Show now. He says, we have more NFC.
I do. I'll debate those guys any day.
We have more NFC.
I'm tired of making these Costco runs for Kleenex too. It's getting expensive.
Brian, wait. Let me read Big Show's. He says we have more NFCCG trophies than Super Bowl trophies.
Oh, give me a break, Big
Kyle was
Show.
supposed to be the one to get it done. He's lost 2.
He's been
one with 11 of all
successful.
pros.
Get that crap out of here. God damn, I'm so sick of that
contribution.
whining crap. Okay, where were these two? Oh, that's right. They weren't even born when we were horrible. Or were they? I can't remember.
Well, here's the thing. You
Are
got
they millennials? I can't tell.
Big Show, I think, is. Jalen's a Z. But you
can definitely tell.
You can't.
Oh my God!
It's hard to appreciate any kind of success for these guys. They don't.
Ronbo, come on.
No, I mean, just saying they're not looking at the NFCCG and competing every year as being anything special. Okay, they have to go through some drugs, painful,
cocaine,
miserable year as a drug and and they got to go through some misery to understand the good times. We got this close, and I'm sorry we lost those games too. I really am. I hate that. But
you don't think that the 49er Nation doesn't want to win Super Bowls, and we just want to be a dreadful team and have Kyle just win NFC championships every year? Give me a break. Are you freaking kidding me?
A little bit of you dies every time. Every time we've lost these big games at the last minute, like we tend to do, we never lose early on. Nobody beats us up. We just find a way to let it get away at the end. And that's what kills me worse. Because I'm saying, oh man, Niners, oh my God. You were
how many things happened to us in this last Super Bowl that would doom any other team that would be playing against the dooms that we went through?
I don't know. I can't imagine.
You tell me right now.
I just can't think of any.
Especially when we had to go practice on a shit field. We were in a hotel that a fire alarm went off. Our guys didn't get any sleep.
That happened
in the middle of the night.
It could happen during the afternoon.
And then you got to battle these Swifties. Give me a break. Give me a break, dude.
See,
you're not gonna win with all those issues.
There's no sympathy for us, so people think it's funny, and that's why.
You know why? Because we're successful. That's why there's no symphony. I can't even say it. I'm so mad right now.
Sympathy.
I'm just tired of the whining. I really am.
Well,
it's almost like they're turning into wannabe Bills fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's gonna pick up if we don't do it soon.
Yeah. It's gonna. Hey, I already said if Kyle gets us in a Super Bowl and we lose again, sure, fire him. He's done. I think everybody knows that. But I just don't see Kyle being a failure this year. Do you, Ronbo? All this talk about him being.
I didn't see it last year though. I really no. When these happen, I looked at that team last year and I remember I said, you know what? Look at this team stacked at every position. Who's going to stop
We're
that
stacked
team?
this year.
I know, right? But
That's why we got
the Chiefs, Brian. How did they do that?
No, the Chiefs are not that good, Ronbo.
I
They squeaked by us.
I've agreed
You know
for a
that.
long time. I don't know why
Come
they got luck
on.
on them side like that. They just get lucky. They didn't get lucky against
Yeah,
Brady
and-
and the Buccaneers that year. They got their little butts handed to them. But no.
Yep.
They played the Eagles, and the Eagles had them down. And there's Patrick Mahomes. He's limping around. Remember? Patrick's limping around like his leg is just killing him. Boom! Play breaks open. Goes Patrick Mahomes down the field. Patrick Mahomes was running like he's never ran in his life. What happened to his leg? It healed up all of a sudden miraculously, and he got about 30 or 40 yards in that play. I said, oh, man, I'm so sick of him. I don't like the Eagles, but Jesus Christ, I don't care. I don't want to see the – I was mad.
So Jalen and Big Show are going to tell me right now if Dre Greenlaw wouldn't have got hurt and he actually got some holding calls against the Chiefs, we're not winning that game, the Super Bowl. Are you guys going to tell me that right now?
They better not, because I'm telling you right now, weird things happen. The Kyle Shanahan is completely out of his hands. That's why I'm saying.
I know, and then they blame Kyle for it. That's what I don't understand. Why do you blame the coach for things that are out of his hands? I'm serious. It's ridiculous. I understand how coaching works, and they get blamed for these kind of things, but it's not his fault.
Especially if they
Not
head
all of
coach.
it. Some of it is.
No.
I don't like some of the plays he calls. Sometimes, sometimes I don't understand why he's not running the ball more, which he should be.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't blame him for this Super Bowl loss. I think the decks were stacked against us before we even played the game, honestly.
And Brian, in the last Super Bowl, the first one with the Chiefs, I've got Richard Sherman out there, one of the most feared quarterbacks in the game. Sammy Watkins burns him twice. What? Did that? How is that going to happen? That doesn't happen to him.
Don't hate me for saying this, but Richard Sherman was not the Richard Sherman he was with Seattle when we had him. Let's be honest.
That's true.
You know?
And Watkins was at peak of his speed then, too.
Oh, Watkins was a beast in that game, you know?
And then Jimmy Ward comes over and tells everybody afterward that big play that Tyreek Hill got downfield. Yeah, no, they ran that play 2 times before. Well, Jimmy, why did you go say something to Salah or make some adjustments or do something? You're the veteran out there. You're going to tell me you saw that play ran 2 times and not have a word to say about it? I see. These are the things I expect my veterans to handle it better.
Well, we're talking about Jimmy G, too, so I'm kind of questioning him lately, you know. And his,
the thing is, it's easy to blame G and Kyle, but there was more to it than just those two. And also, the referees not calling holding all game. Is there another team in the league that doesn't get holding called on them in Super Bowls like we do? And I know people, they're going to 49ers crying about the refs again. No. We have film footage watching this.
They were tearing off Nick Bosa's helmet, and they did nothing. Nothing, Ronbo. They had his hands in his... You know what the Chiefs are good at doing? They're good at showing... Yeah, they're good at showing how to hold, but how to keep it out of the eyesight of the NFL refs.
That's that Pete
They're
Carroll
really
technique.
good.
Remember how Pete Carroll should teach his cornerbacks how to cheat and do things, and so the refs can't see it. I think somebody's doing that with the Chiefs. Remember Kyle?
They go that right up. They go right to the neck where they can't see it, and then they do this weird. I've watched it a couple times, and they're masters at it.
Yeah.
And even Bosa said it. They love to hold.
Oh,
they're masters at it. You know
what's the Rams All Pro tackle? He just retired a couple of years ago. Nick actually described what he did on TV. I was laughing my ass off, but I stopped laughing after I thought about it.
Are we talking about Pretty Boy with the long hair? Or are we talking about the guy that was from Denver?
Left tackle.
The Denver guy.
He's a Hall of Famer. Left tackle.
Oh, couldn't tell you.
Offensive tackle. Anyway, Nick says what he does is he comes in and he gets his hands in there, grabs you,
He's
and he
talking
drags,
like Nick. That's funny. He went low.
Drags you down to the ground. Such a soft-spoken guy for such a vicious dude.
I know, right?
Takes you down to the ground with him, and the refs can't really see that.
Yeah.
And Kyle, remember, you see that footage of Kyle telling the referees over in his face, Kyle, okay, listen, they're doing the same thing. They're doing things, they're grabbing and they're letting go, and you're not calling it. Just call it. All I'm asking is just to call it even. I said, Kyle, you know what?
And they called it the next play because he had to point it out to the I don't understand with all this new technology the NFL has why they can't spot that stuff. It's unbelievable.
I want computerized refs out there myself. I just want a bunch of robots running around there, know how to stay out of the way, and don't miss a thing. I really want to know what that's like.
I wouldn't be against it, believe me, because we've seen those refs just make horrible calls, horrible decisions. They can't put the ball in the right place, Brian. When it's a first down. Give me a break.
They're determining games. And that's why when I say that there's no cheating, and I'm trying to stay with football, because I left the NBA because I knew they were fixing that. It was clear as day.
Oh, yeah.
But now this.
Well, look how long baseball's been fixed.
Oh, I know. That's never going to change.
Nope.
Thanks, GB. Whitworth. Remember Whitworth? Oh, Whitworth. The reason he's going to the Hall of Fame was he was a master. He was good, but Whitworth knew how to cheat, boy. It's like Belichick says, if you're not cheating, you're not trying to win. Oh, well, Bill, don't. I bet your players do. They practice that philosophy, don't they? God.
Ronbo, and do these young guys know that Kyle Shanahan is right behind George Seifert as the most successful coach in 49er franchise history?
I know.
Do they understand that?
No, they don't care.
Duh. No, that's what blows my mind. He's been a tremendous coach. Yeah, he's lost 2 Super Bowls, but or 3 if you count Atlanta.
But he wasn't head coach.
But
Dan Quinn should get some love for that too. But we got to stop though.
I just can't understand hating on a guy that's successful. If he was like 5-12 every year,
you and me both would be along with Jalen and everybody else. Get him out of here.
Exactly, exactly. But we win the West every year. We win the NFC. We've been to the We've been to the Super Bowl. I mean, it's unbelievable what we've done the last 5 years, I think. So
I appreciate what we're doing,
too. But you guys
too.
can hate on me all you want in chat, make fun of me. I don't give 2 shits because I'm speaking facts. And Aiyuk is going to get signed. And Deebo and Kittle better have a good year. I think they're both getting shit next year. That's what I think.
But we really got to go, though. Good points. I'll see you.
All right, Ronbo. Hey, take care, man. Appreciate the platform.
I appreciate
Shout
you,
out to Tony Wright, Michael, Nikita, Ray Jr., the man, all you guys, Ellis. I'll even send a shout out to Big Show and Jalen.
No, you got it. Stop
crying. Stop crying all the time. God. Just be happy where we're at, boys. That's all I ask. Just be happy.
Don't worry.
All right, everybody. Have a good day.
Happy.
See you, Ronbo.
Night, fam.
Bye.
Tony, ATL.
Ronbo, good evening. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Good evening, Tony. Doing all right. We're going to survive this preseason. I just know it. I'll be glad when the season starts, so people are mad before the season even starts. You know what's so funny? I hope we open up against the Jets and win that game. Oh, my God. It's the kind of thing now we're 49er fans. We've got a contingent of people that are very upset, and their patience is spent. So, boy, big expectations for this team, a lot of pressure. I mean, every player on the field is going to feel it this year. And then they give us a 37 no rest. In 49ers, you'll play teams week after week that are coming off a rest, and you better be at your best. Why did you do that?
That's why you got to have that depth. I'm happy that we have depth in Atlanta. We got a lot of depth now. I'm hoping that we can try to get Calais Campbell back. So we're going to stay tuned and see what happens with that.
Yeah.
But
he's
if we don't sign him, we're good. If we don't sign him, but I would really like to get him back. I saw those 3 players that you had on your channel. You had like the 3 players. One of them was Houston Texans corner Steven Nelson.
Yeah,
we're looking to sign him.
Yeah, that's a good ball player.
Yeah. So I know we're in talks with signing him.
Yeah.
All we need is a corner. I really like our defense and the depth of our defense this year. I really do.
And finally, goes without saying. You still got the same. Who's the GM? Is it the same GM?
No, it's Terry Fontenot, the guy we hired 2021.
Yeah, because
doing the
emphasis is now being intelligently placed on defending. So that's how you no matter what a team does offensively, and the Chiefs just proved it. The Chiefs had a so-so offense this year, but that defense was tough. I didn't see that coming, and that's how they won games mostly. because Patrick didn't have no receivers. He had one, and he's going up in his little stupid butt in jail. So and they picked up a couple more this offseason. They got what's his name, the speedster, which pisses me off to no end.
Hollywood Brown from Arizona.
Hollywood Brown and Whitworth. Oh no, man!
You talking about the kid from Texas that they drafted?
Yes, and he runs faster than Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, but can he take a pound? He only weighs 178 pounds.
Well, that's how I know.
So I want to see if he can take the poundage on the NFL level.
I'm telling anybody on our defensive line, all our cornerbacks, listen, I don't care if you get flagged or not, but I want you to hit him like he slapped your mama. I mean, I want you to knock the bejesus out of him. As soon as that ball is snapped, you radar in on him, and you better not miss, because if you do, he's gone. Oh.
Yep. And Ronbo, you and the caller were so right. A couple calls back, Kansas City holds so much, and they don't get called for it.
Man.
They did that to Cincinnati. Trey Hendrickson tearing his jersey off, no flag.
You would think at the owners' meeting, some of the other owners would complain about that and bring it to a place where league officials have to take it seriously. The Chiefs don't need to be getting special privileges on that.
Exactly, or anything.
I mean, the thing is, they made Patrick the golden boy of the NFL about 3 seasons ago. I really do think so. Because when Brady was fading out, they needed a new face for the NFL. I think Mahomes is probably it. Because, they just get royal treatment all the time.
All the time. And Ronbo, shout out to my man, Low That Truth, who's in the chat. Low That Truth.
Yeah, I've seen that name.
Good dude. And Ray Jr., shout out to those young brothers, man. They know their football. I be talking to them all the time.
And I'm glad you mentioned Ray Jr. Ray Jr., I fail to let you know. Sometimes I don't see it till after the show's over. Ray Jr., he never fails to say, another great show, Ronbo. And Ray Jr., thank you so much. I don't acknowledge you enough. But we're solid, bro. We go back a long way, all the way to the beginning of this thing.
Yep.
So yeah.
And people, please hit the likes button for the best sports show on YouTube. There's 114 of us in the chat. There's only 68 of us have hit the likes button. Hit the likes, hit the likes, hit the likes.
Thanks, Tony.
Keep getting this great content, please.
Well, I'm not going to get tired of doing it. I really love it. Even if there's only 10 or 15 of us, I'd still be talking 49ers football. I love this game, Tony.
Hey, Ronbo, did you see the pictures of they show at the OTAs? Aaron Rodgers was working out at the OTAs, and then he sat down and grabbed his ankle.
I saw that. Hey, what'd you make of that?
I don't know. Maybe it ain't 100% yet, or close. I don't know. Maybe they need to rest him some more.
It has no business being 100% yet, Tony. How long does it take most guys to come off an Achilles injury? Granted, he's not playing a position where you really need to explode a lot, but still, it's an Achilles.
Well,
that tissue takes a while to form. Him too. Really?
Kirk Cousins is coming off one too, but he looks fine. He went through the whole OTAs. Do you think the age has something to do with it, Ronbo?
Yeah, but Kirk's not a spring chicken either, though. But he's not as old as
Rodgers.
Rodgers.
Yeah, Rodgers will be 40.
Rodgers. Yeah, I was getting ready to say he's 40, isn't he? Sports medicine has come such a long way. Because I'm watching Dre walking around already. He's got a slight limp though.
Yep. And Ronbo, I've been like, just calming the teams. I said this before. Watch out for the Chargers, Ronbo. They got Rashard Slater, the 2-time All-Pro, the former first-round pick, 2021 out of Northwestern.
Yeah.
Left tackle. The left guard, Zion Johnson, 2022 first-round pick.
They're going to be tough.
Joe Alt in the first round this year. They're going to move him to right tackle. Ronbo, just this week, they picked up. You remember Alex Leatherwood, that bust with the Raiders from Alabama, left tackle?
Yeah.
Former first-round pick.
Why'd they pick him up?
He went to Chicago. The Chargers picked him up. They're going to play him at right guard, Ronbo.
Is he more of a guard than he's a tackle, probably? Because
Chicago played him at guard last year, and they said he played pretty well.
Why'd they get rid of him?
Well, he only signed for 1 year with the Bears. The Raiders got rid of him because he was a bust. Because everybody
thought he was a bust.
Left tackle.
Laken Tomlinson, same thing. Detroit couldn't hardly wait to get him out of town. We got him for next to nothing. And after that,
he became All-Pro. Once he came to San Francisco, he became
Trent
Williams All-Pro.
Yep. Trent Williams was mad as hell when they thought we weren't going to re-sign him. So, Some offensive linemen, I
So
think
they
they need
got
a little time
Leatherwood.
sometimes.
I'm telling you, that Chargers team is going to be tough because Harbaugh's a tough coach. They're going to run the football. They're going to run it, and then hit you with play action. Oh, and they got former Falcons tight end Hayden Hurst, former first-round pick with who's he with Baltimore. But they said Hayden Hurst has been looking great in OTAs.
I remember that year.
Watch out for the Chargers.
I was hoping we'd get him put alongside George Kittle. We could never get those kind of guys. The 49ers will always go get somebody else. We could have had a better offensive lineman 2 years ago. What's that other guy? There's another guy, too, we missed out on. But when we're right there. We picked number 13. And the 49ers select Javon Hargrave. Who? Oh, no. Really? Oh, man. So, and this year, I hope we're not saying this a couple of years from now. Yeah, we could have traded up and got a better offensive lineman. We picked up Ricky Pearsall at number 31. Okay. Ricky Pearsall, you better be all that in a bag of chips, though. Because I'm telling you right now, a lot of people are going to be really hot under the collar if Ricky Pearsall doesn't turn into be all that. I like him. I do from what I'm hearing already. But, boy.
But I don't know, Ronbo. You guys in Cincinnati, like I said, y'all in the same boat. Are y'all going to pay Aiyuk and then you paid Deebo 2 years ago? That's a lot of money.
Two
guys.
I don't understand. How did Waddle and Hill, how are they taking $50 million off their out of the pocket?
Yeah, there's something crooked about that. Both of them high paid. And they just signed Johnny Smith, the tight end from the Falcons.
Yep. And Waddle's $75 million guaranteed? How you spread that out?
I know. Something's got to give. I expect Cincinnati because T. Higgins, I don't know if he's going to report. So now you get fined if you don't report. They're going to trade him.
Yeah, T. Higgins cannot report now because if he's a man of principle like he seems to firmly be, he can't come walking into camp. Yeah, y'all call my bluff, didn't you? All right, fine. I'm gonna play this one more year, but you ain't gonna contract me. You gonna pay me next year. Hey, T. We're not.
No, that ain't gonna happen because Jamar Chase is due to get paid next year.
See, T knows it too.
Mm-hmm.
That's why
And then I read too, and I already knew this. That wide receiver, I keep telling you about that 6'3", 212 wide receiver, Andre Ilgauskas from Princeton. He had a touchdown against you guys last year. He had 3 touchdowns. That dude can ball. They say he's been getting T. Higgins' reps. I said, I knew it. That guy's stocky.
Is he's the Bengals? Oh, yeah, the Bengals did. You know what? The Bengals put the worst ass whooping on the 49ers they've had in a long time. That was a beat down from beginning of the game to the end. I have not seen the 49ers get beat up like that. I can't remember the last time the 49ers got beat up like that.
Mixon had his best game of the year against y'all.
Mixon had a great game.
Houston.
Mixon hadn't done anything for weeks until he saw us.
Yep. Now he's in Houston. Traded him to Houston, so.
Houston, boy, that's going to be another fun team to watch. Tony. Oh, yeah. Oh,
they got 3 first-round picks on their offensive line, too, and a second-round pick.
Stephon Diggs.
Former first-rounders.
To add to the offensive. Boy, that's a win now. I'll be surprised, Tony, if the Texans don't win the AFC. Patrick, I'm sorry, man. It's over. You ain't coming out. That's why I'm not even worried about the Chiefs for next year. I'm worried about us trying to get there, but I ain't worried about the Chiefs. They are not getting there next year. And then you mentioned Jim Harbaugh.
Watch out for the Chargers.
Yeah, watch out for that.
Chargers and watch out for Cincinnati.
And watch out for Lamar.
I think Pittsburgh's going to be good.
Oh, yeah. But you gave Lamar the wrong weapon. My God. And Jerry Jones, why didn't you get big Derrick Henry? You need him more. There's some idiotic moves made every year by other people.
Didn't go there. I'm glad he didn't go there, Ronbo. I'm glad that didn't happen.
No, that's all right because the Cowboys have a way. They don't have any other. They wouldn't have had anything but Derrick. Zeke wouldn't have been there. They wouldn't have had anybody but Derrick and Dak. And they got a few other people on offense. Right now, the point, I don't know what they're going to do for an offense. Everybody left. They can't.
The game plan against the Cowboys, stop the run, and make Prescott beat you. You'll win.
Mm-hmm. And, in that case.
The picks will be coming.
Yeah, because in CeeDee Lamb, they got to pay CD. They got a lot of people they got to pay. Micah is already talking about, look, man, we did our job. In fact, if I get an offer to go somewhere else, I ain't gonna be mad. I can see him now, because it gets frustrating playing for the Cowboys. People think the 49ers players ought to be frustrated. No, not like in Dallas.
That kid talks too much, Ronbo.
No, he does.
Because you remember when y'all put the whooping on him? he was talking before the game. Yeah. He had those two offside calls, and he didn't even have a tackle. He didn't have nothing to say after the game, did he?
Mm-hmm. And I tell you what, he didn't get on his podcast from Bleacher Report. Right. Michael, it took Michael a week to get back up there. Man.
He took a week off. He pulled a Texas boy, and like Texas boy stays out of the chat when they lose.
Exactly. These kind of. Yeah. And then what did he say when he came back? That people be hating on the Dallas Cowboys. I don't even know why. Michael, what are you talking about, man? Why don't you talk about what happened last week? Yeah, man. People enjoy watching the Dallas Cowboys lose. I don't know what it's about. Maybe it's because it's America's team. Micah, what are you doing? You're sitting there crying about your people picking on you? Are you serious? I couldn't believe it. You went what?
Hey, Ronbo, you know what gets me about Parsons? He's doing all this talking. Ronbo, how many years has Parsons been in the league? Two years?
Is he going on 3?
Right, he ain't paid no dues. He ain't paid no dues, and he's running his mouth like he a 10-year veteran.
Well, he's
a 10-year veteran. He ain't paid no dues.
He's gonna be mad as hell this year too, because they got some holes they have not even attempted to fill. When these guys are coming around here now, let's see what happens to these guys that are coming out now. Jerry's gonna have to say. Under all those names I was talking about, I seen the Cowboys were suggested destination for these guys. I'm laughing because this just indicates how empty that room is. The Dallas Cowboys have gotten themselves back into a hole, much like the Rams, but they held on to some of their blue chip players. Because the Rams, after that Super Bowl year, you see what happened to them. That was comical.
Yeah. Everybody wanted out. Get me out of here. It made it public. That says a lot. Yeah.
Tony, we did it again. We got to go, though.
I wish the Rams was on our schedule this year because I can't, man. Stafford going to throw those picks. He's going to get benched, like he said, unless he gets hurt. Jimmy G, stay warm because you don't play, buddy. Because Stafford ain't all. He got a strong arm, but he's in love with his arm, and he's going to throw picks.
You're right. That's part of his problem. He's cocky. He's confident, overly confident. But
exactly,
as Marketing Pro would say, hey, man, y'all can talk about Matthew Dime Stafford all you want to. Man's going to the Hall of Fame. Tony, I'm making jokes, but is Stafford going to the Hall of Fame?
You see, Phillip Rivers ain't in the Hall of Fame yet, right?
Phillip Rivers was a machine when it came to INTs. I mean, oh, God, he was bad.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
He ain't going to the Hall.
I forgot all about him. Oh.
Somebody in the chat also said that the reason why Stafford's been throwing all them picks is the reason Calvin Johnson retired early. I'm like, hey, I didn't think about that.
We got Tony. I see you midweek. Let's see what adventures of football we have then. All right.
Yes, sir. Now is the mandatory mini camps.
Yep.
If you don't show up, you're gonna get fined.
That's right.
No matter who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right.
All right, Ronbo. I'll see you midweek and stay tuned, my brother.
Looking forward, Tony. All right.
You hear anything about Aaron Rodgers, let me know. If you hear anything about that Achilles, if I find out anything, I'll let you know.
I think they put Aaron Rodgers in a dark cave somewhere and keep him out of sight because New York press, oh my God. Ooh, whoa. God, that's
I forgot about that.
Man, he was out there. In there doing I wish I could have caught him doing that. Anyway, all right, Tony. I'll see you in a little bit.
All right, take care, sir.
You too. And Ray Jr., I see you this time, Ray Jr. Thank you, Ray. And thanks, everybody, for being in the chat today. And by the way, let me remind you again, if the trolling gets on your nerves, it's as easy as just block them, all right? Because if they don't have any energy to feed on, they'll tend to disappear. And they get bored. And that's the best strategy for a troll. Just don't feed the trolls, and they'll starve to death. All right? Because you know I love you. Hey, listen, I'll tell you what, in fact, please don't forget to subscribe so we can notify you and let us know when we're looking for you, okay? And thanks for the contributions tonight. I'll see you midweek. It's time for guys to report to camp. Can't wait to find out what happens here. Twice a day. It's all